We are going live. Here we are. Here we go. It was super important that instead of doing the whole introduction, we wanted to make sure we were good and ready to go here for State of Play. How's everybody doing in the chat? How's everybody doing in... As the host, Dave, AJ, how you doing? I was like, what are you guys aren't the chat. You guys are the hosts. What's going on?
Hey, we're chatting.
All right.
I'm doing good. All moved in finally.
Doing really well. Ready for this State of Play.
Obviously,
not expecting a whole bunch of VR stuff, but we'll see. You never know.
I don't think there's going to be any VR stuff, but there is. I'm going to be pleasantly surprised for sure.
I think they might throw us a bone, like a tiny bone.
They might. But we'll see.
You think we'll get like? You think we'll get one VR announcement date, like one like, hey, here's the date for Star Child, here's the date for Golem, something like that, like something we already know about, like no announcement, but like, hey, here's a release date for it.
They should do like a Nintendo Direct thing and just be like, Golem is out right now. As soon as this presentation is over,
sign me up. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Finally, we'll be excited for Golem.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
That'd probably be the best way to do it at this point.
Dog, Slyhound, Rye.
All right, so it's technically 6 p.m.
Mark,
all right.
Joystick,
Oh, here we are. I'm going to cut right to it here.
Alps. All right. Let's
are you getting
warm?
Oh, here it is.
Hapno.
All right.
Lloyd, my dude,
I see it.
Yeah. Gabe, Rudy, Wolfie, Kevin. All right. It begins.
Peggy 18, baby.
Peggy 18. Give us some medieval.
Hey. Hey, do you hear
This
that?
Monster Hunter? It looks like Monster Hunter.
Is it the wind?
Let's see.
No, that's not it. Is that
Oh,
singing?
it is.
I like the last Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter is a great series. Let's see.
Monster Hunter Universe.
I'm guessing this is like DLC.
Maybe, but it looks a lot different from World. I guess it could be like the Frozen Wilds DLC for, what do you call it? Horizon. Like a new environment.
Also, big bads to take on. Oh, that was
Oh shit, that horn coming for you. This makes me want to play some more Monster Hunter.
I just wanted to try out the Mega Man. Never had another Mega Man.
Unidentified tracks are cropping up all over the New World.
CB,
It's having an
biggest
incredible
letdown was
effect on
probably
other
Bravo
life in
TV.
the new world.
but we
These
have more to
spikes,
talk
are they
about.
from...
Ooh, giant bat creature. I like it.
Jay is saying you can only hear
Are you serious? That's odd. Well, sorry guys. If that's the case, I apologize for just hearing me. Maybe I'm the only one talking? Brian, say something.
Singing? What is that?
Everyone thought it was just a mere myth. But there it is.
Yeah,
Welcome.
JD's saying.
Well, hello everybody. I'm the new host of the Gamescast live. Hope you like me more than you like Brian.
That's rough, man. That's really rough. They should be able to hear both of you, and should be able to hear me now too.
Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear us. Let us know in the chat.
If they can't,
This is
totally understandable.
some great Monster Hunter
Is it DLC? Is it a new game? Oh, it's a DLC. Massive
Why is
expansion.
Why
DLC.
is all DLC?
Welcome back to State of
Ice
Play.
World.
Today we're keeping it short and sweet
Yeah, I don't
with
know.
a new look at some of our most anticipated
Because
upcoming
snow and
PS4
ice
games.
look amazing. I was gonna say in VR.
Check out Capcom's official stream right after this
Should've got
broadcast
that
to
VR.
find out
Yeah,
more
that's
about the
awesome.
icy setting, new story, and new monsters that await. Okay, there's plenty more to
Ooh,
get
is
to.
this-
This
what
next
is
game
this?
is a frantic take on dungeon crawling. Let's take a
Nice.
look.
Thank you guys. Glad you can hear us all. Any Monster Hunter fans in the chat? I think it's a great series. I want to try that Mega Man. Mega Man
This looks all right. I mean, I like couch co-op. Couch co-op is always good for a dungeon crawler, but this is looking like colorful Minecraft Diablo or something. Is this like PlayStation All Stars dungeon crawl or something? Like, what is this?
Maybe.
Indie All Stars.
It's got Shovel Knight though. Shovel Knight looks
I'm surprised they didn't put him in Smash Brothers.
Yeah, right. That would have been amazing.
Riverbond heads to PlayStation Store this summer.
I hope that wasn't the big new reveal for
Cocoa
a new game
Cucumber.
they were talking about.
Cocoa
Now
Cucumber,
let's check
such
out a
an
new project from
adorable
PlayStation's
developer name.
Worldwide Studios.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Cocoa
What
Cucumber.
is this one?
they're saying, Brian, maybe the video's a little too loud.
The problem is that you guys and the video are all on one volume meter, so I can't actually change
Well,
that.
adjust the video from YouTube, maybe.
Yeah, can you just turn down the volume of it?
You guys
There's
are
a
like
volume
you guys
knob
are
on
way
YouTube.
smarter than I am. Let
What
me-
is this? This looks interesting.
Yeah, I have no clue yet.
Hey, now
Some
people should be
kinda-
able to hear us.
Jungle shooter. Let's see, what do we got here?
Predator, Jurassic. Oh, it's Predator. It's fucking Predator. I called that
No
shit.
way.
Look at him.
Is it Predator?
It
Oh my
is-
god!
Yeah. Oh,
It's-
that
I
looks
think
awesome.
I think it is.
Come on,
Predator.
VR! Come on,
It
VR!
is. No, it's not gonna be VR as far as I can tell, but that
Oh, man.
looks pretty dope.
That's
That's amazing.
Predator
I'll play that
Underground
shit.
is an
I've wanted a
online,
new Predator game for
asymmetrical
so long.
multiplayer
Hunting.
shooter that pits a fire team against the
Yes.
stealthy killing machine.
The hunt
Ilphonic
begins.
is
Let it
handling
begin.
development in
how's the
close partnership with Fox.
how's the
It's due out on
volume?
PS4
Anybody in the
next
chat?
year.
Does it sound better to
PlayStation
anybody?
blog has more details.
What's up, Madman?
Oh, MediEvil, baby.
Up
I've been
next,
waiting for
the
this one
remake
actually.
of
I'm pretty
MediEvil,
excited
which is
about this.
officially
Oh, good. We
coming
found
to
the two
PS4
medieval
this
fans.
fall.
Shut
Yes.
up.
There's dozens of us. Oh wait. Yeah, I'm gonna need silence here.
And set out to take
This
the
is a big
realm.
deal.
So Daniel Fortescue
Turn it up, my
led
volume.
the militia in the battle against
Oh, there's
this
the first look at
unholy
Xerox.
horde. Fortescue
Nice.
went down in history that day as the hero of Galloway.
I must say he looks better than the PS1 model.
How do you pronounce
That's
that?
pretty awesome so far.
Fortescue? Is that it? Fortescue?
Yes, it's Sir Daniel Fortescue.
Yeah.
A chance to defeat
Iconic PlayStation mascot.
JD's telling you to turn up your mic, AJ.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, J Dow just said that you're too loud. What the fuck, guys? Come on.
Get your ears right out there,
Just
guys.
leave it alone,
We
I
need some
guess.
reliable intel.
All right.
Oh man, hell yes.
So I passed on the Spyro remake, which I kind of wanted to play, but this one I'm definitely picking up.
Oh yeah. Even if I don't play this game, I'm buying it.
He just did some God of War shit with that axe.
But I definitely plan on playing it.
You give me VR support, I'm in,
Bouncing on
man.
brains.
I'm totally down, man. If it's at VR support, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
I'll play it flat. I love MediEvil.
I'll play it for like an hour, and then I'll get back to VR.
We won't have to wait long.
Oh,
to
man,
play
it looks good,
Medieval
though.
returns this fall on PS4.
Yo, what up to 174 people watching? You guys are
Now let's
awesome.
take a look at a
Thank you for
truly
watching this
wow.
with
new
us.
game that's coming to PS4.
Hey everybody, that's a ton of people. Jeez.
Yeah, they could be watching this on the official PlayStation page, but they're choosing to watch it with us instead. Those are fucking real
like it.
GameCats.
Yes, welcome guys. I will talk up a little bit. I will speak a little louder for you.
Oh my god, are you playing as these creatures?
I hope
Oh
so.
my god, this looks crazy!
Wait a minute, is this wild?
I don't know, this looks fucking bonkers. I would play this game in a heartbeat.
You know the game I'm talking about, right?
No, I've never heard of it. This looks so cool.
It's like the Michel Ancel game. He was
It
doing
was
with
like
Sony.
Tokyo something.
No, it's
Tokyo
Tokyo's Jungle.
That's a different one.
No, the Michel Ancel game, the guy who makes like Rayman and shit. He was doing a game that was with Sony that was you played with as all these different animals called Wild.
It looks like you're just playing as one animal the whole time from what they're showing here.
It does
Like
look
a
like
flying
that.
squirrel.
Yeah, this
I
looks
mean,
so good though.
Yeah,
This looks
who
amazing.
wouldn't want to play as a flying squirrel? I mean, I would. I'm all over this.
Away, the survival
Nice.
series.
This looks great.
Not the greatest name, kind of a nondescript sort of name there, but
Yeah. Yeah, the survival
man.
series like really kills it for me. They should have just called it Away.
Away.
yeah, I don't know about that, but
Your mission is simple. Survive
play it.
natural disasters and find your way to Sanctuary.
Yeah, speaking of which, where the fuck is Wild? Like,
Let's shift gears. We've got a first look at an upcoming limited edition PS4 system.
Okay.
Let's take a look.
I'm down. I'm down.
well, if you guys don't already have a PS4, keep an eye out for whatever this is.
Limited edition. It's very reflective. It's not as dusty as mine is.
It looks
The
like a
limited
skunk.
edition days
Wait, that's
of Play
it?
PlayStation 4
just has
and
Chippendale
Steel Grey will be
Unleashed.
available
Okay.
for a limited time
Yeah,
as
I-
part of Days of Play.
It just
The
has the
event
sacred
kicks off in
symbols.
June.
That's it. That's
Keep
the
your
only
eyes
difference,
peeled.
right? I like that.
Is that worth
We're almost
announcing?
out of
I mean,
time,
it's fine.
But before we go,
I mean,
we
if
wanted
it's
to
like
give you a new look
150
at a
bucks, it would be worth
long-awaited
it.
game.
Well,
Yeah.
Right? It's a limited edition, real fucking cheap console. It's the sad version. What is this?
Final Fantasy VII.
No way.
Definitely, that's Eris. That's
Whoa,
got to be
whoa, whoa,
Eris.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Cloud.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
This looks
whoa,
beautiful.
What? Hold on.
It's gonna be incredible, of course.
Whoa, 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 guys! I need silence here. I need silence. Holy shit!
Are you okay?
Whoa. Whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa.
Yeah, man.
Somebody give AJ a hug.
It's
For you.
it's gonna say like coming 2025 or something.
Yeah, there's no way this is
Guys.
CyberConnect.
Guys, I need to hear this. Oh god. Hold on. I'm muting you both.
Did they make it an action RPG? It's not turn-based anymore?
No, it's not turn-based.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
They're going Final Fantasy 15 with it.
Holy fuck.
I'm liking it.
This can't be
Oh my
CyberConnect.
god. Oh my, no, they scrapped CyberConnect forever ago.
Final Fantasy VII out now. As soon as
Beautiful.
this is over.
Oh my
so
god.
beautiful.
Give me a release date.
No.
More to come in June. Okay, so they're not ready to tell us anything
We're
yet.
never
Final
getting a release
Fantasy
date for
VII
that.
Remake re-envisions one of the most beloved games
Oh god,
of
I've got
all
fucking
time
chills.
for the PS4 generation. We can't
More
wait
to come in
see
June. I think Square Enix is going to be at
Well, that's a wrap on State of Play.
That's it.
We've got lots more in store for you later this
oh
year.
my god.
Well,
Thanks for watching.
I mean,
We'll see
I
you
already
next
knew
time.
Final Fantasy VII was gonna. Whoa, who is this guy?
Who's what guy?
Whoa.
You don't see this guy?
No, State of Play just ended. What happened?
Post stream guy?
Huh?
My stream has some guy talking.
What? My stream
All
doesn't
right,
have
must be
anybody
a
talking.
different stream.
Is
yeah,
it-
it was
is
just
it
some
important?
guy in a PlayStation shirt.
All
No,
right.
it doesn't seem like it.
Well, then we're back.
It's like a post show. All right, well, that was something or other.
Dude, that was way more. AJ's speechless.
Oh my god. Holy shit. There's one game that can make me excited,
That was
and
it.
it's the Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah, of course, it's going to be awesome. But you already knew it was going to look awesome and be awesome. We've seen some footage already and stuff, right? I mean, I wasn't. That was more like a checking in to say, "Hey, it still exists, guys. Don't worry about it. We're working on it." Like,
Well, because the last we
but
heard,
it's had such a long development cycle.
the last we heard, they ditched CyberConnect, and that was. But we haven't heard, like who's doing it now. Like nothing.
Oh my god, that was really cool. I wanted some VR, but Final Fantasy VII remake, I will take anything. Like take my legs, just let it come out before I die, please. That's all that I ask. That's the one game. If I were to stream or like play one game that wasn't VR, it would be that game. Because fun fact, that is my favorite game of all time.
Oh no, this music playing from somewhere, I can't get rid of it. I'm so sorry, guys. It's the Angry Video Game Nerd, and I don't know what window it's in. This is such a joke.
Kill it with fire.
Wow, I'm like literally going through every single window I have, and I can't find it. That's so embarrassing.
Oh man, it doesn't matter because Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's awesome.
I'm really happy
but
for you.
There's still no release date though. Well, I'm not. You know, it's Square Enix. There's still no release date.
Bad games
2046, like Marcus R says.
Requests for Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link.
I can't get rid of it, man. What a joke. There it is. Finally gone.
That's a bad game?
Nope. Can
Can
the chat hear this, or am I just going crazy?
But it's a mixed
I think they can hear us.
Some people love it.
Oh no, they can totally hear the fucking.
Zelda, I think everyone
It's literally an Angry Video Game Nerd
YouTube is still
episode.
playing.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know why.
High-five you.
I've closed down every single one. I have no idea where it's playing now.
What do you call that? A rabbit's head?
That State of Play was okay. I mean, I don't watch the Nintendo Direct, so
There we go. Sorry guys. All better.
I don't watch Nintendo Direct, so I don't know exactly. You know, I think I've seen one, and that's like when they showed all the Smash Brothers stuff. It's pretty cool, but you know, even though, let's see, being pumped for, yeah. Hold on, I'm excited.
What are you excited about?
Nansa is also excited.
Nice.
All my FF7 people. If I had my full setup, you'd have a bunch of FF7 stuff behind me. So, but now we have VR to talk about, don't we?
You need a green screen, and you can just be like at Shinra headquarters.
Nice.
Like
Totally.
I will say, you know, obviously no one's surprised that there was no PlayStation VR, you know, information releases, nothing. But I mean, I think they spent so much time during the first State of Play talking about that stuff that like they really had to kind of double down and say, hey, you know, we got 10 minutes of new games, announcements, footage, and I was actually surprised how little time they spent on MediEvil, because we thought there was going to be, you know, like 5 minutes of that footage and then maybe a couple little other things. But man,
yeah, no, I mean there was more time spent on the Monster Hunter DLC than there was on the MediEvil,
and rightfully so. I've got and to
hey
be,
man,
I've got
what's
nothing.
your problem with MediEvil?
I've got
Brian?
nothing against
What's your problem
MediEvil,
with
but like it was sort of the same feeling I had when they remastered Crash Bandicoot. I was like, those games were fun back in the day. I was like, but no amount of pretty graphics can make them like, you know, great again. You know, there's like, I think a lot of like the Crash Bandicoot stuff was, look what we can do now in 3D, you know, and I think MediEvil was like kind of the same way. I'm just curious to see how that's going to age. Like, you know, they're going to pretty up the graphics, and it's not just a remaster or anything, right? They're like actually changing the game
from the ground up. It looks like it's remade. Yeah.
No, it's pretty much a 1-to-1 remake is what they're doing. But yeah, it's, you know, everybody said the same thing about Crash Bandicoot, and I was like, no, I think you guys don't realize Crash Bandicoot's kind of a big deal. And then 10 million copies sold later. Oh, it's kind of a big deal.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. I know people are excited about it. That's a totally different story. Like, I just don't think that the games are going to hold up. And I did play the Crash Bandicoot, you know, remake, and I very much confirm my suspicions that those games do not hold up. You know, from a nostalgia standpoint, fine, but I really don't think those. It didn't feel very good to play those in my book.
Let me curl up in my little nostalgia blanket while I play MediEvil.
Yeah, you know, it's all good. I think the whole point of doing these HD remasters is so that they are preserved somewhat.
Yeah.
Because talk about not holding up, the PS1 does not hold up. This is at least high definition. You know, it's the same thing, just high definition. So I'm cool with that. At least you have a high definition one to stand the test of time versus, you know, the PS1 version.
Yeah, we need that Einhander remake. I would play some Einhander, man. Although I'll play that shit on PS1 anyways. It looks fine on PS1.
100%. That game still is beautiful and it plays amazingly. So yeah. So I think that's one of those where like you look back at the PlayStation 1 and you go, some of these didn't age very well, but things like Einhander, that aged perfectly.
Absolutely.
I actually consider that like to be the epitome of like people look back fondly on like the Super Nintendo and NES and go, oh, I love this pixel art 8-bit, 16-bit style. But like, and as much as I do enjoy that, I look back fondly on PS1 and go, man, I love this, like the rough polygon edges and like the, you know, the shading and everything and the texture work. And I'm like, that's, you know, that's pretty awesome. And I get nostalgic for that shit.
Yeah. I do as well, but there's just something about playing an updated version of it that I do like. That being said, I don't want every single PS1 game remastered. No, like I don't really care to see a Croc remake or
I want Gex. Can we get Gex, please?
Gex 2 and 3, maybe.
I would take Gex. Yeah,
I'm fucking around. I don't want
No,
Gex.
but you know, it sucks to be picky and choosy. Twisted Metal. I mean, I would definitely love, but.
What about like I want all the strange things like that people don't remember, like Rhapsody and Kuldeka. Like these are all these like PlayStation 1 games I was in love with. Galarians that like no one else like heard about or cared about.
I remember Galarians, dude. Galarians was weird as hell.
It's weird as hell.
I liked that game.
And the sequel on PS2 was garbage. Like what a horrible follow up to that great game.
Soul Reaver.
Yes.
Anyways,
those games were great,
Soul
man.
Reaver would be those actually still kind of hold up too, though. Like I've played Legacy of Kain not that long ago
on Dreamcast or PS1.
On Dreamcast.
It does look a lot better on Dreamcast.
It does look better, yeah.
All right, guys. So state of play overall. I mean, here's the thing, man. Like that was 5 weeks since the last state of play. Are we happy with how Sony's doing this? They're like, okay, in wake of E3, in wake of a PlayStation experience, are we going to be happy with just getting like little 10-minute bits of news every 5 to 6 weeks, kind of thing?
I don't know. I mean, I think they're. I don't really mind it, but I don't think they like spread everything out properly. Like, you know, this stuff. Some of this could have been in the other state of play presentation, and then like some of that VR stuff could have been in this one. Like, why is it all just so focused on one thing each time? Why not spread it up? Like, spread the love around a little. I don't think people in general are happy with it, but I'm not entirely sure. Personally, I wasn't happy with the last E3, I think it was, like how they did the whole...
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah.
When they had the concert and there was the guy playing the thing.
I didn't really like that, so I'm okay with them experimenting with new things if they want to do something different. Really, the best thing that's always worked was back in like 2015, 2016, where they did the big showcase and... You know, they did that whole ordeal.
Well, the problem with E3 was that it wasn't like their presentation. It was like that they only showed off 4 games, and it's like, man, like that's not what E3 is about. You're supposed to like show all your cards, and there were 4 games that we'd already heard about. Like that wasn't anything new.
Right, but then they also like they announced Astrobot like silently before E3 last year. Astrobot is like that should have been up there. And they just need to organize it a little bit better. And the other thing that I will say that people could get their expectations in check just a little bit. Yeah. It's going to be disappointing every single time when you have these huge expectations. I was expecting nothing but MediEvil here, and so saw some other things. The FF7 footage, which I will watch again later. It was pretty cool. But again, there's some people that don't have interest in that. So you got to just spread it out a little better.
I mean, I'm really excited about the Final Fantasy VII remake. But the thing that came out of left field, and I'm actually really, really stoked on, is that Flying Squirrel game. It's got a terrible name. It's got such a bad name, but it looks really cool. Like the scale of everything when there's like a deer passing by and you're tiny and like, it just looked really cool to me. I don't know, if it'll hold up, but I'm surprisingly excited about
something like that is not going to pull me away. If Resident Evil 2 and Devil May Cry 5 could not get me away from VR, then I'm sorry. Like that's not.
And those are both such good games. I mean,
I know. That's what I'm saying.
You kind of miss out a little bit. Like,
oh, absolutely. But I'm saying like the Flying Squirrel thing. I have no desire to play that at all.
Yeah. I'm in the same boat, guys. Yeah.
All right.
I think it looks great. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm not putting it down. I think it looks great, but that's not going to pull me away. Again, Final Fantasy VII is my favorite game of all time, so it's the only game I will make an exception for. Even some of these like Castlevania stuff coming out and whatnot. They're just Devil May Cry 5 was my favorite series during the PS2 era. And if I'm not playing that, Resident Evil 2 was one of them. Then I just, it's not going to pull me away from VR. Is all.
Yeah, no. Resident Evil 2 is. Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
I was just going to say, I understand and see where a lot of people are coming from with the I can't go back to pancake games or flat screen games after the VR. But there are times when it gives me that sort of feeling that I always had playing games, and it's like I'm hopping into new Devil May Cry 5, and I don't have to do anything crazy, and it looks beautiful, and it's a ton of fun, and it's like I like all formats of gaming. I just bought a taiko drum for Switch Taiko no Tatsujin the other night, and that to me is as fun as playing some VR games because I love all of it. Obviously, I've been focused on VR. But you got to leave some room for the things that you've loved your entire life.
Not when you're doing a channel. And
that's the problem.
I mean, that's the thing.
That's my problem.
My channel is pretty lazy, so I just I do it when I feel like it, pretty much.
Right. Yeah, because if I wasn't doing this, the first thing I'd be doing is playing Resident Evil 2 and Devil May Cry 5. Absolutely.
Yeah, my biggest issue is that every moment I play a non-VR game, I'm taking time away from a review that needs to be done or a let's play or anything. And so with the amount of time I spend on this channel, I really don't have time for flat screen gaming. And if I'm not playing Resident Evil 2, which is my favorite game of all time, then
you're not going to play the flying squirrel game, is what you're saying.
Is basically the case. It's not pulling me away from VR, but of course, that's a channel thing too. I want to give a shout out to Madman and Black the Game Cat. He says, "Right, that's me done for another night. Later, guys. Have a great show. Rawr, rawr. Thank you so much for the generous donation, Madman. We love you a ton. Thank you for stopping in. Get some sleep, dude." All right, I think it's time to move on from State of Play. Time to move on from non-VR talk and talk about what we've been playing this week, briefly, of course, because obviously we have a ton to talk about as far as a top 20 list.
Do.
And if you guys don't mind me starting, I took a well-deserved look at the Mage's Tale, which just got its pro patch finally, and relatively unexpectedly. And then I will say two things about the Mage's Tale with the PSVR patch, and that is, it looks so much better now. It is very, very clear. All the enemies look amazing, and
they took the Vaseline off.
They did. They took the Vaseline off. If you wanted to play this game and you were staying away because the graphics were blurry as hell, it looked like a launch game, and now it looks pretty awesome. So that's the first thing I want to say about it. The second thing I want to say about it is the downside is that it doesn't change the fact that this game is boring as all hell after the first 2 hours. The first 2 hours are so much fun, and they set it up for so much possibility, and then all you're doing is just doing this mundane puzzle solving, and it's there's puzzle solving, and then there's just boring dungeon crawler puzzle solving, and man, this nails the boring part, and the combat, which you're so happy to finally get some combat. And then it's even the combat's not fun. I'm just going to keep throwing this fireball at this dude. And it's just not, for me, it's just boring after the first 2 hours.
The combat was okay. Yeah,
I didn't mind it too much. Yeah.
Yeah, what killed that game for me is the puzzles. I was not expecting a puzzle game. When I think of dungeon crawlers, I think of
grinding.
Grinding, loot, stuff like that. So the second I hit a puzzle, I was like, I'm going to wait for the pro patch. I'm gonna honor my word and go back now. I am gonna go back and finish it because who knows, I may love that game. You never know until you play it all the way through. So
Brian's not convinced.
No, yeah. I know AJ well enough at this point. If you stopped after the first puzzle, oh Jesus, dude, it just gets worse and worse and worse. I got to the point where I had to finish the game, so I just followed a walkthrough online. I was like, I'm not enjoying solving these puzzles. A lot of it is trial and error. A lot of it is just I don't even know where I'm supposed to start. I don't know how to begin solving this puzzle. What am I supposed to be interacting with? And when they don't even give you enough to do that kind of stuff, I'm like, fuck it, I'm not interested. Dave, how much have you played?
Yeah.
I didn't finish the whole thing. I probably got maybe halfway through, so a little beyond the point you were saying where you sort of fell off. And it wasn't really a matter of that I was bored. It was just there was so much stuff coming out. I didn't get around to finishing it back up. So
that's kind of what I've been playing. What about you guys? Anything good?
Well, Everybody's Golf, the demo, we got to talk about that. I had such a good time with that. And I didn't even see half of the shit you can do. I didn't realize that you can do like a follow-on after you hit your first shot. You can teleport to where it landed on the driving range.
Yeah, it's almost like playing a hole.
Any location you want. Yeah, I didn't realize that. And so I'm going to have to go back and play it again. But even without knowing that, I still had a good like hour of fun with it. For a demo, like, it's pretty awesome. And I was like cautiously excited, but now I'm just excited for Everybody's Golf.
I think it did itself a bit of a disservice by allowing you to even go to that first hole and then not do anything.
That was such a weird decision. I don't know why. And it was like not conveyed well.
Right.
When you get there, you're just like, wait a second.
Is something broken?
What do you mean? Yeah, exactly. Like everybody I saw stream it was just like, huh?
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'm here to play the what? Like, yeah, it just didn't make much sense.
I will say though, yeah, I mean, the only reason it didn't bum me out was because somebody told me beforehand. So
yeah,
like it was when I had the expectations, I was like, oh, well, I'll go explore all this other stuff. And man, does that game, the tracking though, I'm surprised how good that tracking feels. My God, because that was like my biggest concern with, you know, swinging it and everything. But it looks great. It feels great. The driving range, like you said, you can sit there like all damn day and just tee off. And then, you know, there was like the putt practice, the approach. I did go to the course, and then I left the course and went back like maybe 5 or 10 times just to see if it would give me something different. And it did actually let me see a couple different of the holes. So,
oh, really? So it puts you at a different hole.
Right,
sometimes.
Right,
oh, that's kind of cool. I like
so
that.
I got to see a few different holes. It was all from the Green Forest, but
Yeah.
it was cool to see a couple different holes there. And that game I now have pretty high expectations for.
Oh yeah,
I think it's going to be amazing. Japan studio, the people that made Astrobot. So it's just got everything good going for it, and
it looks beautiful, except for a little bit of the foveated rendering going on. But otherwise, it looks gorgeous in the headset.
I didn't even notice that. Somebody pointed it out on my stream, and I was like,
I noticed it pretty hardcore when I was playing.
I didn't either. The only thing I don't like about from the demo is when you restart your shot and it fades out to black real quick.
Yeah.
I would prefer that not be there.
Well, so what Brian mentioned is that that's probably from the actual game, like when you're teleporting to where your ball landed. It probably is set up so that the whole thing runs on a fade out after you hit it, which makes a whole lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Not on the practice range. They should get rid of it on the practice range. But
yeah,
I think that's probably why.
Yeah, I'm curious to know, like, for me it was like a 3.3 gig download, and then somebody else said it was like a 4.1 gig download. So I'm curious to know like why there's a difference there. But on top of that, I think the fact that AJ saw different holes every time he went to go look at that, I'm gonna guess that like the demo we downloaded there's more of the game.
I think it's a locked version of the full game.
That's what I'm thinking. It's very possible.
I think if you already have it installed, you might be able to just like when it drops, go to that screen where it says buy.
Yeah.
And then boom, you're in, you already got. Because like how could 3 courses be that much more than 4 gigs? And how could that demo be 4 gigs? Like it doesn't really make sense.
What I will say in the trailer, like, because obviously, you know, when you're just doing the driving range and then you're doing like that little area where you're chipping and putting, you know, it's just a lot of green grass. But man, when you look at the trailer and you see like the like little rivers and stuff, and like all of the like the birds and the butterflies and stuff and all that, like
dinosaurs too.
I didn't even see the dinosaurs.
There's a brontosaurus. Go back. Yeah, there's a brontosaurus in there.
But
I guess they said brontosaurus doesn't exist anymore. What is it? An apatosaurus? I don't know. I'm not up on my dinosaurs.
You're way more up than I am. But this is what Clap Hands has always been so good at with Hot Shots. So it's like, oh, you know, like the physics have always been really, really good, and they've yet again proven they can do that in VR. But on top of that, they make it feel so much fun and so like uniquely Japanese and like very cool and cute and quirky, but like also a fantastic golf game on top of that. And so when I'm watching that trailer, I'm like, man, I might be holding a golf club in my hands now, but like this is like Hot Shots golf to a T.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I mean,
talk
about a classic PlayStation game for VR. That is what I want to see more of. That, like, just the heavy hitters coming to town It's so good. It's so good. It's going to be great.
I've been looking for a way to get my dad into VR gaming. Like, he came over once and played like Rush of Blood, and he was like, "Oh, this is really cool." And then I put my mom in Drive Club and made her vomit. But then, like, ever since then, though, I've gotten the Pro, and he hasn't like seen, you know, like some of the better examples of games. And he and I are such big Everybody's Golf and Hot Shots Golf fans. We've been playing that game for years, like every single week. And like, I know the second I dropped in there, I was like, I got to get my dad a VR headset because he's going to love this. So I'm very excited to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely a good one to show everybody.
AJ, what have you been playing, dude? Oh no, don't tell me.
Oh man, everybody strap in. So I did finish Table of Tales.
Nice.
Really awesome game.
Oh, nice.
I recommend
Good
it.
job.
Yeah, it's really fun. I want to play through it again at some point.
And there's a good reason to play through it again, because it's so many branching paths. Like, everything makes a difference, it seems like, in the story.
So, and then I joined some To the Top Tuesdays, which everybody can, and caught up with Armade a little bit. And he shared some really cool news about To the Top, what they're working on. And essentially, he didn't give away much, so I'll talk about it here because he didn't spoil everything. But essentially, they are adding cheat codes to the Top. And it's going to be like one of the last updates that it gets. And it's going to be actual cheat codes that you can enter for that game. And the only thing that he gave away was a grappling hook. So they're working on some kind of grappling hook for To the Top where you can probably shoot it and launch it and like swing from stuff. I don't know how it's going to work, but cheat codes. How cool!
I think
So
VR
random.
cheat codes should make you like swing one hand up and then one hand down and then like up, right, like get it.
Well,
Putting in the Konami code, is that what you're doing?
Yeah, just put with your hands with the move controller.
But I thought that was really cool. But so today,
Oh no!
I finally had the displeasure of playing
Everyone brace
Darkness
for impact.
Roller Coaster.
Oh no, not Darkness.
I really was tempted to go try it out. I know I saw some of Paul's stuff on it, and I know it was buggy, but I was like, I want to play this game. I love the charming look of it. You know, I want to see if maybe it was just Paul's system that bugged out. Nope. That game should not be on the store. I feel like I was physically assaulted after playing that game. I've played some bad controls that I've gotten over, and I've run into some bugs in some games before. I have never seen anything like this in my life. I mean, you're talking about like the controls just for the main menu are the most god awful thing I've ever seen. And then there's like a boss level or something that you go up to, and it's not even like fully rendered. It's like a wireframe of a boss. And I'm like I'm looking at it. It's like, you know, those persistence pictures that like the guy sent you in the developer interview.
Yeah.
This was like part of the game looked like that. And I'm like, I don't think that's supposed to be there. And then, you know, so the game itself, we get to it. And the sad thing is, I really think this game dropped early, and I think they have no idea that it's on the
I was going to
store.
say, it doesn't seem like it was intentional.
It's like I've played some buggy games. This game is still in production buggy. Like, it was awful. There was like levels flashing and disappearing while I was playing. There was like just guns breaking, stuff's not working. So the way it works is kind of like a small, charming, like almost medieval style looking Rush of Blood. It's like Rush of Blood Jr. And I love the idea of this game, and it actually shows some signs of promise. But when it comes to actually playing it, you know, you've got kind of like a shield, and then you've got a gun, and you shoot stuff with the gun. You get a couple different power-ups and stuff. There's boss fights in it. I actually really thought that like the music and stuff is pretty cool. But man, if you get motion sickness, oh my God, this game is like, I don't get motion sickness, but I'm like, anybody that gets motion sickness is going to die playing it.
So you're
It was
telling,
awful.
so you're saying I should put my mom into Darkness Roller Coaster?
Dude, no. I am concerned that if people play this, they will be caused harm. Like, I believe that people can actually be harmed in playing this game. It's that bad.
Lethal Weasel
You
VR
feel like
says
somebody
says
good.
He says that sounds like half of Steam VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just the thing is, I will say though, is if they can smooth this game out, get rid of all the bugs, actually finish it where it's supposed to be, it's actually got a lot of potential to be a decent game.
What do you say? It was like $11?
It was actually 20 Australian, so I spent a little bit more.
Right.
I almost just fucking threw up.
It's one of those games
Australian dollars are a little bit inflated. So
right.
Probably,
So
it was like 13 bucks US.
Yeah, I spent like 13, 15 bucks. But I wanted to do it because, it's one of those games where I was like, I'll buy this game so nobody else has to. But it did not, like I said, there is some potential with this game, but it needs to get the hell off the stores right now before. The funny thing is too, it's got 5-star ratings on the store. I'm like, okay,
it's the developers.
Yeah, there's 5 of them.
Developers.
5 developers.
5 developers have downloaded it and then said, they spent their own keys for it.
Well, Sony's not giving them out.
Dude, yeah, I mean, it does have potential though. Don't get me wrong. It's for all the people that love, if you thought Rush of Blood wasn't fast enough, this game is fast, and I really appreciated it for that. And it also has lots of charm to it, like I said, like a MediEvil style or Jersey Devil, or it's like that gothic medieval kind of, but still kind of charming style to it, and it's pretty sweet.
So when you say MediEvil and Jersey Devil, are you actually referring to the PlayStation 1 games?
Well, it's got some textures that look pretty basic, especially in the main menu, the shell of a grave or something. But there's actually parts of this game that visually, if it all comes together, it actually could look really good. Some of it does look really good, but then it shoots off into outer space or disappears or blows up in your face, and you're just like, what's going on? And
that trailer looks horrible. Even the trailer looks horrible, and the trailer looks like to be more of a finished product than whatever you played.
Yeah, there were some surprises, but it was it all just fell apart so quick. There's that. Just don't buy Darkness Roller Coaster yet, or at all. Just wait. I don't think it's supposed to be on the store. I think it's an accidental drop because it's really bad.
So the thing that keeps making me think of is the other roller coaster game that dropped early on accident, Roller Coaster Tycoon Joyride, which everybody said, oh, this must not be the finished version, whatever. And then when it finally dropped later, it was the exact same version. They didn't change any of the problems with it that people had found. So I'm just curious, if they do pull it because it was an accident, do you think they're really going to change that much, or do you think it just dropped early? I mean, the other thing, too, is you hear devs all the time in interviews saying oh, Sony's QA process is really rigorous and it was, kind of a pain in the ass to get through this. Yeah. How does a game like this end up on the store? What did they do to sidestep that process? Because it sounds like it's totally broken. I saw Paul trying to stream it and he had to kill 2 streams because the menu when you die just
the menu is terrible.
Kills the game. You can't even get out of it.
The bugs, trust me, that is only the beginning of the issues with it.
Well, and I saw him on the game over screen. It said, you lose. You lose. And I was like, Paul, they're calling you loose, boy. All right. But anyways, he could still shoot things and he was still getting points. He was racking up his score on the fucking game over screen.
This is ridiculous.
How do you let that into the store?
I was getting hit after I finished the level. It was still showing my health going down.
What the fuck?
Dude, I have footage of this game. I will gladly make a private video and post a link in the Discord. I will gladly show you how freaking bad this is. Hell, I might even stream it. Who knows?
Right on. Yeah. I think you should.
Well, where's the Without Parole review?
I think he's working on it.
Yeah.
I'll be taking over the review. I want to make sure this game is supposed to be out though. I don't want to destroy it and it wasn't supposed to be released or whatever. Find out what's going on. So I'm going to actually reach out. I'm going to reach out to the developers first and let them see it.
But I don't trust anybody at this point, man, because the same thing happened as Dave said with Roller Coaster Joyride. The same thing happened with Downward Spiral Horror Station. That when that game finally came back, the exact same. It wasn't changed at all, right?
But it was good. It was always good, and so it wasn't as big a deal when they dropped it early.
But
because it was
still has issues, though. It still has issues. You and I had some major multiplayer issues.
That's true.
So like, I mean, so these games, I think it's just PR speak at this point when they say, oh, this game wasn't supposed to come out and there's issues, and then they put it back out, and everyone goes, oh, it must be fixed now, and then it's too late. Everyone bought it and thinking it was fixed.
No, it's true. No, you're absolutely right. We got to stop. We got to kind of give a little bit less benefit of the doubt after some of the stuff we've witnessed firsthand. There's nothing more than I'd love to do than trust a developer when they say, oh, well, we just didn't know people like smooth turning. Like, I got to stop, that has to end. It's 2019. We're getting ready for bigger, better things. And that we have to have higher standards at this point. And
Reggie's in the chat from Strange Game Studios, and he said they may have had a planned day one patch and messed up by not getting it out on time. He says it doesn't get to the store by accident. So if I trust anybody about these things, it's Reggie.
Yeah, thanks, Reggie.
I mean, that's funny though, because other devs have mentioned, oh, this was an accident. Right. So like, are they backtracking because they got a bad response to something that they felt like maybe needs some more polish? But then why release it in the same fashion a month or two later? I don't get it. But.
It's bad. It's not like anything I've ever seen before. I can put it that way. I've played a lot of bad, janky games, and this is like whole.
I think they just got their back of the box quote. It's not like anything I've ever played before. PSVR Underground.
That's awesome. I'm waiting for the box to come out and have Ryan from the VR Grid be on it. So
yeah, right.
he's killing it with box quotes these days.
He's on Squishies. What else is he on?
He's on the Wizards.
Oh wow.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have been on the Wizards too if I liked that game. No.
Yeah, I feel like his channel just sounds more reputable, like the VR Grid. If I was on a box, they'd be like, who the fuck is Davestation VR? Like, I don't trust some guy named Dave.
Yeah. I definitely don't.
I'm on I know Brian's on a bunch of websites. Brian's on a couple game websites. I'm on the Vertigo Home website, and my good buddy Sunshine Happy Fun Times is on the Vertigo Home website as well.
Nice.
With great cake comes great responsibility.
Guys, I hate to tell you this, but it's time.
Oh, God, it's time.
It's time to do the deed. Now, here's the thing. If anybody didn't know what we were planning today, here's what we were planning today. We're planning to, with you guys in the chat, basically all go toe-to-toe and bring our top 20 PlayStation VR games to the table and basically fight it out, duke it out, and decide what we're going to, without Parole's official top 20 video of the top PlayStation VR games is going to be. And we want input from everybody in the chat. We're going to pay attention to you guys, I promise. But the thing is like this is probably the worst time in the world to do a top 20 list, because we've got Blood and Truth right around the corner, we've got Everybody's Golf right around the corner. But the thing is like you can't do a top 20 list the second those games come out, because you need to give them time to breathe and give them time to get absorbed into, and then because the day after a game comes out, it's always my favorite game, but like a week after a game comes out, you're like, I don't really play that anymore. So it sounds like this is the worst time to do a top 20 list, but I think it's actually the best time to do a top 20 list. So like a month or two after all these new games come out, we can look back and go, oh, they've been patched, they're better now. Oh, we don't play them anymore. That wasn't as good as we thought it was going to be. And so now we can kind of deal with like the core games that we've been playing for the last 2.5 years.
So you're saying I should take Everybody's Golf out of my number 2 spot?
I put the demo at number 1. So
it'll obviously change really soon, but you gotta like keep up with the times, man. One now, one later, no big deal.
Yeah, man. Like it's been too long since our last one, so it's super important for me that we to get another one out to kind of like deal with the current crop of games before we experience a whole new crop. So here's the thing. I want to.
We're gonna go 2020 and then explain ours, and then 1919.
I think what I want to do is we all shout out to Wolfie Smith, the Game Cub. Thank you very much for the donation. He says the persistence, and I'm going to go with Wolfie Smith, the Game Cub, and say that we need the persistence in the top 10. So I think this is what we should do. We should do a little round robin, round table discussion. We all choose a game, right? We say whether it should be, and we all get to pick. We each get to pick 2 that belong in the top 10. No objections, right? It doesn't matter what the other people say. 2 in the top 10. All right.
Okay. So we're not going through our lists one by one then.
No, give me one that you think has to be in the top 10 somewhere. Trust
it has to be in the top 10. Okay.
This is kind of a messed up way to do it, but I'm going to go with Wolfie Smith's suggestion and say the Persistence has to be in the top 10.
I'm going to say Astrobot has to be in the top 10. That's a kind of a no-brainer, but
okay, Astrobot's definitely in the top 10. AJ, what's a definite for you in the top 10?
Skyrim.
Skyrim's a definite in the top 10. I'm going to come.
I had that in my number 11 slot.
Oh no. Well, no objections here, man. This is how it works. All right, and then we're going to go. I guess so. We'll go around one more time, and I will say that this is a tough one, man. This is a tough one because now it's like I want to pick something that like I need in the top 10.
Yeah,
I'm going to say Resident Evil 7.
That's in mine too. I mean, I think that's in everybody's. These are uncontroversial.
It should be. It should be. That's why I'm kind of thinking like this is like the easy way to get through the necessary games. Like this isn't like even an issue. So
all right, so I'm going to throw out an outlier. Although
wait.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Wait. So are you doing another top 10 now?
No. These are all another game that you are going to put in the top 10. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Dave. I'll let you go.
Oh, so I was going to say I think Ghost Giant has earned a top 10 slot.
I'm putting it there because you said it, man. That's how this works. Ghost Giant gets in the top 10. I also think that you're right, though.
That was not in my top 10, but I will say Rush of Blood.
Rush of Blood gets in the top 10. There we go.
That's my number 6.
Okay, so now the question is how do we get the last 4? Do we go around one more time, or do we give the chat some?
I say we each go through our top 10s and we kind of figure out what we've got there, and then we split the difference. We kind of agree on some stuff.
Okay.
AJ, you should go first.
Thank you very much. I didn't want to go first. That's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Wait, so this is my top 10 list?
Yeah, start with number 1, man. Tell us what you got.
Start with number 1, not number 10?
Start with number 10, man. Tell us what you got. This is so organized. Hey, also shout out to She Who Games with Our Little Monster Cat. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. She says, I think the best of the best is Skyrim VR for me.
That's definitely. So this list is just like kind of my personal favorites. I usually think of what do I think is the best game, and this is a little bit different. This is just like what I've had the best experiences with, overall my favorites. So it may seem a little weird, but it's also got some consideration. So number 10 is actually Skyrim. So we already have that in there.
Wow.
All right.
Number 9 is Rush of Blood.
Nice.
Number 8 is Moss.
Wow. Okay.
Number 7 is Beat Saber. Number 6 is To the Top.
Oh wow, that's coming in hot.
Yep.
Very hot.
Number 5 is The Persistence.
Okay.
Number 4 is Firewall.
Nice. That definitely belongs up there.
Number 3 is Farpoint.
Wow.
Oh wow. That is high.
Right?
That is real high.
Number 2 is Resident Evil 7.
Of course it is. And I know what number 1 is.
Number 1, everybody should know, and that's our Lord and Savior Astrobot.
Astrobot, that's, yeah.
Exclamation point, copy. Nothing? Fuck. Okay. Okay, well, then that is... So here we go. So we've got AJ's top 10. Dave, you wanna give us your top 10 next?
Yeah, all right. We'll start at number 10.
Okay.
I got Farpoint in number 10. I've got Ghost Giant as number 9. Moss as number 8. Super Hot as number 7. Until Dawn Rush of Blood is coming in at 6.
Okay.
I'm surprised this wasn't anywhere in your top 10, AJ. Borderlands 2 is my number 5.
Yes.
Borderlands 2 is my number 5.
Anything that you didn't think that you thought was weird that wasn't in my top 10, it was in the top
your
20.
10 through 20. Yeah, we'll get to those in a minute.
Yeah.
So number 4, I've got Firewall 0 Hour. 3 is going to be Beat Saber.
Wait a minute, hold on. 10, 9. Oh, I missed something here. I skipped number 8. Number 8 wasn't important.
8 is Moss. Who cares about Moss?
No,
Moss is a good one.
Just had to renumber. There we go. Now wait, so after Firewall was number 3, which was what?
Beat Saber.
Nice.
And then we've got, I think these are the same as AJ's. Number 2 is Resident Evil 7. Number 1 is Astrobot. So I think that the top two are probably going to solidify between all of our lists. I think it's going to be.
And, honestly, you can interchange Resident Evil 7 or Astrobot.
Well, so
easily.
What I was thinking is I didn't want to give Resident Evil 7 number 1 because that's the kind of game where unless you're into horror or you can deal with the scary stuff, it can't be the number 1 for everybody. Whereas Astrobot can be the number 1 for everybody unless your name is The Preacher Plays and you hate games that look like they're for kids and whatever.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I like Preach, but...
And I totally forgot. That's the problem with doing the last minute thing. I forgot to put Wipeout in my list. So hopefully...
Oh, it's nowhere in your top 20?
No, because I forgot about it.
Oh, man.
I forgot about it. But it's in there, though. It'll be on the top 20 for sure.
Okay. So, Brian, we got to hear yours.
Almost
One
there.
sec.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Oh, Firewall 4.
Wait, are we waiting for Dave to come back? Is that what just happened?
I don't know.
All right, cool. We'll wait for Dave to come back. In fact, I need a refill on my coffee. So give me 2 seconds. I'll be back in one. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be back in 1 second. Everybody, coffee break.
Problem. I do agree that. Let's see. Yeah, I totally forgot Wipeout, but that's going to be in there. And I do think Rec Room deserves a place. And Penguin Arms, In Death, was on my list. It was my number 18. Let's see.
All right.
But obviously what we're discussing now is not the list. So whatever we're talking about now can definitely end up looking a little bit different.
No, for sure. Like what we want to do now is basically just get like a solid outline, and then we're gonna move. We're gonna try to get all the games that belong on the list, right? And then we'll start moving them around. I feel like we're gonna end up with like 30 games on this list, and then we'll start having to chop things out, and that's when the real like arguments are gonna start happening. Like, oh fuck you! You can't get rid of Astrobot. My name's Bryan Paul. I can do whatever I want. All right, here we go. Ready? So
I'm ready.
Let's do this. At number 10, I've got the best of the best, Immortal Legacy. Sorry, Kev.
Oh my God!
Yes.
Wow.
Number 9, I got Ghost Giant. Number 8, I've got Number 8, I've got Super Hot.
Super
Hot. Number
Super. Thank you. Jesus.
It's the most innovative shooter I've played.
I was waiting for Dave to say it.
I love saying that.
So that's Super Hot. Number 7, I've got Astrobot. I know it's way down the list for you guys. Number 6 is Wipeout. So intense. Number 5 is The Persistence. Every time I play that game, I'm like, damn, that game is better than I remember it.
That was my number 5 too.
And number 4, Beat Saber. Number 3, Firewall. Number 2, Skyrim, which is...
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Dude, Skyrim is epic, man. You can play that forever. And like every time I drop in, I'm like 7.
But
No,
do you?
so wait.
Do you?
I mean, every time I drop in, I
is
do.
obviously Tales of the Fragmented Star.
Obviously. Are we doing our top 10 most hated PlayStation VR games that we're doing?
It's not Boxing Apocalypse.
We should maybe do that though.
It's neck and neck.
I don't like to talk bad about games. I like to stay on the more positive side. But if the Game Cats request it, then we'll have to do it.
There's a little...
I think if a game is aggressively bad and it charges you for it, like I'm talking Rage Room.
Yeah, Rage Room belongs on that list for sure.
That is worth shouting from the hilltops. This is a big piece of shit, and everybody should know about it.
Kate, Sprint Vector is in my top 20 for sure.
Oh, really? I forgot about Sprint Vector. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm just too lazy for Sprint Vector.
I absolutely love Sprint Vector, but I don't know.
It's a great game.
I don't know if it's going to make it into my my top 20.
I would have had Arizona Sunshine in my top 20 if I could actually play the game and get through it without it breaking and bugging out.
Did you say Arizona Sunshine?
Yeah.
Wow. That didn't even come on my radar for top 20.
I said I would include it if it didn't. Well, somebody mentioned in the chat. And the problem is I couldn't even get past the third or fourth level because I would get stuck in an invisible bubble. And even quitting the game and coming back, it still wouldn't work. So, yeah, too many bugs.
If Arizona Sunshine was like $20, I would be way more positive about it. But and everyone who's downloaded that thing for like $12 when it's on sale, I'm like, yep, that's how much that game should cost. Like from the get-go, that's how much that game should have cost.
But it was like $40 when it came out.
It's still $40.
Are you fucking kidding?
Yeah, in this day and age, nobody should be paying $40 for Arizona Sunshine. That was like highway robbery, man. I got nothing but respect for Vertigo Games, but that was a piss poor move, and they have not fucking corrected it yet. I'm assuming that it's just selling too well for them to bother changing the price. So that is okay. So now the question we got
the weird thing is we started with the top 10 instead of the 10 to 20, which for usual top 20 lists or any top lists, you start at the low ones and then you go to the number one, right?
Well, then let's.
So we're kind of flipped here. We're upside down.
Okay, well then let's get back to AJ and let's hear the rest of his list. Are we going to go with number 20?
Yep, number 20 is Transpose, which I think when we talked about underrated games, I think Transpose is definitely one of those games in that discussion. It's an amazing puzzle game, and really blew my mind playing it. So, number 19 is Sprint Vector. I love the fluid controls. I know people don't like it because it's a workout and because whatever. The controls are freaking fantastic in that game, and it's amazing. Number 18 is In Death.
Nice, that's a good one.
You know, spend a night in purgatory and shoot some stuff with a crossbow, bow and arrow. Number 17 is The Soulless Project.
Oh, I was just waiting for that to show up.
It's a deep cut.
Not a game for everybody, obviously, but if you have the right tips and if you like sci-fi adventures and stuff, then it's a must.
If you happen to be God Canon, you're going to love this game.
Yes.
Oh, guys, real quick, don't mean to interrupt. Nerfenstein just tipped, and she said it's her anniversary.
Oh, happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary, Nerfenstein, and it is a Dreamcast shirt, by the way. I saw you asking.
Yeah, somebody said it looked like the Ubisoft logo.
Somebody said they were staring into it and they felt like they were going to fall asleep, like I was hypnotizing them.
Yeah.
Okay,
that was 16. Here we are.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, this is gonna hurt some people's feelings.
Preda, Vendetta Rising.
No, that game doesn't exist anymore. Number 16 is going to be Ghost Giant.
That's fine, as long as it's in the top 20, man.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Yeah, no, it's definitely top 20. That game almost made me cry, which was not cool.
That game did make me cry.
Almost made me cry. Get out of here. I think we already all acknowledged that we cried during Ghost Giant.
Absolutely.
Well, I was, number 15 is Catch and Release.
That's
the greatest fishing game I've ever played in my life.
It is a great fishing game.
It's on my top 5. It's in my back 10 somewhere too.
Nice. Number 14 is Zing, The Land Beyond.
Yep.
I knew that was going to be on there.
Yeah. I mean, Zing was... I don't even like puzzle games, and Zing was amazing. Real quick...
Amazing? Oh, that was terrible.
Shout out to Rock and Roll Jesus. He says RE7 is number 1, and it should be. And he says, but Blood and Truth will take that spot. Well, we shall see.
Ooh, that's a big wager.
Shall see.
I think that is quite a wager.
That is quite a wager. I think Blood and Truth is going to be really good.
I think so too. I don't know about number 1, but I'm sure it'll be good.
Yeah. So what am I at? I'm at number 13. Kev Gret, plug your ears. It's Immortal Legacy.
Oh, man.
The Jade Cipher. And honestly, if this game didn't have such controversial controls, I'd put it higher. But because not everybody can get used to the controls real quick, I had to drop it down a little.
Yeah.
At number 12 is Borderlands 2.
Wow.
I had this...
acceptable. At least it's in the top 20. I think it's higher than 12, but...
The only reason Borderlands 2 isn't my top 10 is because a lot of the loot that you get is not like the guns. Like, you don't really ever get legendary weapons or anything. You have to get the keys from the devs, and then you use the golden keys. But the game itself is really fantastic. It's got so much action. Like I said, this list was kind of rushed, so it's not...
I think all of ours probably were.
A little bit. I'm still typing mine out. I've got the list. It's just not in order. I'm trying to piece it together.
Finally, the last one at number 11, and it could easily be top 10, could easily be considered one of the best PSVR games, and that's going to be Super Hot.
Hot.
Nice.
Super. So, Brian, a bunch of people in chat are saying they missed your number one. They didn't hear your number one.
I think everybody in the chat should already know what my number one is. Resident Evil 7.
There we go.
It shall remain my number one for quite a while until Resident Evil 8 comes out.
Rody, I would also
shit.
put Red Matter in the top 20, but I didn't. But trust me, there was a lot of games I wanted to.
Red Matter was so
I have
hard.
Lilin with the $5 Canadian donation. That's my dude, Lilin, right there.
Hell yeah.
About one of my OG Predator guys. He says Corix, which I know a lot of people that love Corix are hardcore about it. And Lilin likes his multiplayer games, so that's a good co-op multiplayer game versus something.
Corix is really good, but I do have to say that, man, I was playing Skyworld with Dez for review. That's Sirens on my end, obviously. It's nothing but Sirens. And man,
You not ready?
What's that?
You ready for this?
Ready for what?
Are you ready for this?
A siren. Can you not see my face? Let's do this.
No, you're blocked out by...
AJ.
Oh.
Okay, we're doing the rock, paper, scissors.
Okay, ready?
Okay.
1,
Rock.
2, 3.
God, that was so off time.
Oh!
We always do scissors, AJ. What is your problem?
One of these days, you
get cut every time.
One of these days, I'm going to do rock on you, and you're going to never see it coming.
Nope. So Corix is great, but man, Des and I spent a bunch of time in Skyworld trying to do the multiplayer, and I mean, I just had a total blast. Like, there was something, obviously strategy games aren't really my thing, but man, the more you play that game, the better it gets. And playing against an actual real person is so much fun.
Are you hiding a fugitive? There's a lot of sirens right now.
He is the fugitive.
God damn it!
I haven't had my
swatted. I hope nobody swatted you.
I haven't had my green card in like a decade, man. Hopefully, no one finds out. Anyway,
so
where are we at? Is it Dave? Time for your?
I guess it's my turn. And then, so when we're talking about games that get left off here, there are quite a few that I felt like I really wanted to include. But we're at this point where the people saying PSVR doesn't have enough games. It's got too many good games to do like a good top 20, because there are so many that I love on here that I couldn't get in the top 20. And even this top 20, I'm still not sure about. But this is a little different from yours.
Wait, Dave, yeah, I know. Real quick, shout out to my guy Dead Ringer with the $5 donation. And he says, Resident Evil 8, PS4 or PS5?
PS5. Gotta be PS5. Gotta be PS5.
So wait. Before we continue,
okay,
there's a little bit of me that says, Resident Evil 7, they made that whole, they made the RE engine for, and it's like they created an engine specifically for Resident Evil 7. They made an engine that was specifically made it easy to port games over to PlayStation VR. Like that, it took them only like 3 months, I think, to port it over because the engine was specifically made to be able to port games to PSVR. So I'm thinking, and I'm like, well, I feel like Resident Evil 8 could very possibly be one of those cross-generational games where they say, here's your PS4 version, also, here's your PS5 version.
That makes sense. There'll probably be a bunch of those near launch, I would.
Yeah, there's 100 million PlayStation 4 gamers out there. They don't want to abandon that audience too quickly. I think it's very possible it'll be both. So, what are we up to? Is this Dave?
All right. Yeah, it's me.
Let's do it.
So, like I said, I feel like there's so many in the honorable mentions, which I hope we go through those as well, because I cataloged some of my honorable mentions. I basically wrote down everything I thought and started putting numbers, and then anything that didn't make the 20, I've still got in this Excel spreadsheet over here.
Nice.
So number 20 is Battlezone.
Wow, that's a good one.
Battlezone is a launch title, but it's a great multiplayer game. It's a great single-player game. It's got a long campaign. It's got a lot of options, a lot of depth, and it's just fucking fun, and it looks great in the headset. I've always liked Battlezone a lot.
I think Battlezone is one of my favorite multiplayer games. Like, I know the other things have kind of come and taken the crown, but man, every time I go back to that game, I'll spend 4 hours doing like a hard campaign with a few people.
Dude, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
So number 19 is Static, which is, in my mind, probably the best puzzle game. I know Red Matter is great, but I think the way that Static makes use of the DualShock 4 is really clever. And it makes it so even people who don't have the moves can feel like totally immersed in a VR world, because it doesn't feel like, oh, I don't have hands. It feels like, oh, this is the box that my hands are in. It's just a great story, sort of like a really dark Portal. Portal's already dark, but it's like a little more murderous. No spoilers, but I love Static. Number 18 is To the Top. Bryan, your keyboard's loud too, man.
Sorry about that.
It's all good.
I'll get a quieter keyboard for next week.
You just got to match mine.
That's I gotta know if yours is as loud if mine's as loud as yours.
My mechanical keyboard.
All right, so you got To the Top at 18. Is that what you said?
To the Top is number 18.
All right.
Now this one's going to be controversial, and I think I'll probably be the only one to put it here. But despite the fact that there's limited content,
oh man, I will
say Ace Combat 7 with the HOTUS is so fucking solid.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that. That's one of the most fun experiences I've ever had on PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
Like, if it goes down in price and you can get it for like $30, that is so worth it for the VR content that's there. There's stuff to unlock. It's hard as balls when you start doing the higher difficulties. And there's even like an extreme mode you can unlock, Ace difficulty.
Ace difficulty, yeah. And
yeah, but it's just such a satisfying feeling. And it doesn't get old. Even if you're replaying the same 3 missions, it's just such a great feeling. And it's so polished and just really well done. So I felt like that had to be on there.
That's a great addition. That's a great pick.
There was a lot of, pushback on that. But
no, I wanted to include that. But because of the whole, limited thing, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But definitely up for
there's as much content in Ace Combat 7 as there is in Moss, if we're being honest.
True. That's true.
If not more. Okay, so number 16 is Dirt Rally.
Wow.
I loved Dirt Rally so much.
That is a great choice.
15, I felt like I almost had to do this Rec Room.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I felt like Rec Room had to get in there somewhere. It's not a top 10.
Yeah.
But it's free. It's like endless creativity. There's so many fun games that they've added and so many options for people. And it's just like, you got to have Rec Room on your PlayStation VR. Even if there's a ton of kids all over the place, it's still good. So number 14 is Tetris Effect, which is also controversial, I'm sure.
It's very controversial. But, we got some people, some of our other PlayStation VR YouTuber friends who consider it their favorite PlayStation VR game. I think I'm talking about Will right now.
Yep.
Okay, so I love Tetris Effect. I didn't want to put it in the top 10 because to some degree I see the people criticizing it is Tetris with some cool effects around you, but there is something so immersive about it and the way that everything moves to your rhythm. Like the way the visuals pop up and the sounds are all tailored to what you're doing. It's like the ultimate expression of the Mizuguchi thing. Like, he has been searching after that for a long time, and Tetris is a weird way for him to relay that experience, but it works so well. And I feel like you got to play it in VR. So
that one really hurt not to put it in my top 20. I really wanted to put that in my top 20. But again, this was just like the ones that I play the most, or that I've had the biggest experiences with.
Yeah.
And that is, one of the best experiences I've had. But, I didn't feel the pressure because I know, this isn't the finalized list. So I didn't feel the pressure of not including it right now.
And I like that we all have, I feel like the 10 to 20, there's a lot more variation in what we're picking, which is cool.
Yeah.
So after Tetris Effect at number 13, I've got The Persistence, which could probably be a top 10 game, but it's so hard to narrow down the goddamn top 10 because there's so many good games.
Yeah.
But The Persistence is one of the classic, you got to have The Persistence. It's so much fun. Number 12 is Wipeout Omega Collection. Can't really fuck with Wipeout. It's a great game. It's actually 3 games in one. Multiplayer. Looks great. Even, though it's balls to the wall fast, there's no motion sickness. It's awesome. And then number 11 is Skyrim VR, which I know probably a lot of people would say should be in the top 10. But for me, I never really got sucked in the same way that a lot of people have, where I spend, 20, 30, 40, 50 hours in it. There's something about it that still feels dated to me, and playing with the Move controllers never really struck my fancy just because of how many menus there are in that game. And it's so hard to navigate those RPG menus with a Move controller, grabbing and flipping up and down to slide through options. It just doesn't really work that well. So I ended up playing with DualShock most of the time, but it just didn't. And I had already played it too. I guess that's part of it. But I didn't have a deep love for it. So there's people who had already played it a million times, but they love Skyrim. So seeing it in VR is the best thing in the world. I'm kind of in the middle where I sort of enjoyed Skyrim. I thought it was fun when it came out, but I'm not dying to experience the world over again, So
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I hear you. This is definitely gonna be part of the debate. I think because like Skyrim for me is almost nothing is more immersive than once you get used to those move controls. Again, the siren on my end.
Yeah, I gotta respond real. Oh, sorry, I've got it. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got comments to respond to?
So,
What's up?
Kevgret is saying, Dave, you're saying Ace Combat is better than Gun Club VR, Shooty Fruity, and Transference.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my thing. I think Transference is one I really wanted to put in the top 20, and I agree with you on Transference. That is a toss-up, kind of, because, you know, there's no disappointment associated with Transference in terms of wanting more, and there's not more. And that's just a perfect game. I fucking love Transference. But I still had more fun with Ace Combat 7, and I think most people will have more fun with Ace Combat 7. And it is so replayable, and there's stuff to unlock, and it's just like, I think I had to give that a top 20 spot. So
there's some.
I gotta say real quick, I'm loving all the comments, the Skyrim comments in the comment section right now.
Yeah, I'm allergic to sweet rolls, JD.
No, so like Skyrim is one of those things where, like, you know, if you take the time and you learn those move controls to the point where like you don't have to think about what you're doing, which takes, for me, like took forever. In fact, to the point where I was like, man, I don't know if I'm ever going to get used to this. But once you do, like, I don't think there's many more immersive experiences to like walk around and like shoot fire and lightning and, you know, whatever out of your hands, you know, just killing like little rabbits and shit as you walk from place to place. I love that. But man, like when I do play that game for extended periods of time, I just want to kick back on my couch the way I would play any Bethesda game with a DualShock 4 and just play it in VR. That's a nice relaxing way to do it. So I like both versions, both ways to do it. And I think I'm going to throw out the most controversial game on the entire list right here at my number 20. You guys ready for this?
Kowloon's Gate VR.
Damn, I hate you.
Oh, that would be so awesome.
Was that it?
It wasn't it. I would love to put Kowloon's Gate.
Though, right?
It's a great guess. If that was on any other store other than the Hong Kong store, and that shouldn't make a difference, but for me it does. Like if it was on the U.S. store and
it's not accessible. Store, it's not accessible to people.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
oh shit! Dead Ringer. Meow. Again, another donation, $2, says Transference for sure. I gotta say, I really wish it was in my top 20. You know, I wish I could have fit it because I love Transference. But
we'll get Transference in there somewhere, possibly.
Let's get honorable mentions too. I want to go through the games that we wanted to include too. After all,
yeah, trust me, I'm making a list of anybody who says anything that's not on our list already. I'm making a fan favorite list here, especially if it comes with a donation. All right, number 20. Number 20. Here it is. You guys ready for this? There's no way in hell you guys are going to put this on your top 20 list, but I had so much fun with it. Crisis Brigade.
Deadland. Oh, I love Crisis.
For $6, I spent like 5 hours with that game. And
they're adding more stages, man. They're adding more stages.
And I don't care if they charge us for that shit. Like, I don't care if they charge us $6 for every new stage, because I will play the crap out of that game. I was like, this is what I want to be doing in VR, man. Like, you know, the way you can steady your gun with your other hand, the way that you can just...
Top 20, though? Top 20?
Dude, it is controversial. I'll say it didn't even come up on my radar.
Top 20?
It's in my top 20 because I think
burn me at the stake or me with pitchfork. I said that, but it's your channel, so.
Dude, no, listen, like the deal is that for like $6, I think, is that what it costs? I feel like it's a game that everybody should own it for $6. It's hard to tell everybody they should all pay $60 for Ace Combat 7 because of the content, or maybe they don't like flying games or whatever. But man, like at Crisis Brigade, I'm like, not a single person should avoid this for $6. I haven't heard anyone say anything negative about it, and so that's why it's on my top 20 list. And it's at number 22, so it's probably gonna get knocked off. Number 19. Ace Combat 7, because I think it's for what it is, it's amazing, and I haven't spent as much time as AJ has with it, or probably you, Dave. But man, like, it is so immersive, and as everyone has said, especially AJ, the HOTAS is where it's at.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Also, what's a HOTAS? What's a HOT at?
Yes.
Hands on throttle.
I was really surprised the amount of questions on that review.
Hold on, I'm going to show you guys what a HOTAS
is. 50% of the questions are, what is a HOTAS?
Yeah.
And a HOTAS stands for hands on throttle and stick, I think. Yeah. I almost forgot for a second. But yeah, it's Dave's getting his HOTAS. For everybody that doesn't know, it's like $30-$40.
Yeah.
It's what Dave has, that is a HOTAS. It's a throttle and a stick. And it's what you use,
and you put your hands on it.
Yeah, you control it with your face, and
Nice. All right, Dave, we get it, man. We get it. Put the thing down. I'm looking at Dave's room. I'm like, what is in Dave's room? Is that where he really keeps the PSVR headset? Like, what a weird place to keep it. All right, no, we're just making fun of your room.
Hey, man.
Hey.
It's a tiny room. I have to keep stuff right over there.
That's right. I forgot. I keep forgetting you're in your new place.
Yeah.
Number 18, Farpoint.
Wow, that is high.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's really high.
I mean,
I feel like it hasn't aged terribly well. What I'll say about Farpoint is that it's phenomenal. It was the first time I ever held the aim controller and said, "Oh, damn, this is incredible." That one-to-one tracking, and it's extra immersion when you just like look at it and you go, "Oh my god, my hands are where the hands are in VR," and like you move the gun and it moves with you. That's amazing. I'm got crazy arachnophobia, so that first whole stage is amazing for me. It's like an extra like scary game on my list. But man, I feel like the later levels, like all the enemies are kind of tiny and small, and like I feel like there's.
What about the giant like AT-AT guys who walk around and shoot lasers and rockets at you? And shit?
Yeah, for me it just felt very shooting gallery like, and like less of a proper first person shooter. I think it's a fantastic game, and I think everybody should play it. I just don't think it's like I think it's a great VR game, but I don't think it's a great FPS.
Well,
I think they went a little further than some other games with the storyline. Like I actually kind of liked some of the story moments, and the multiplayer was really good too. That they kept adding on to. Like that's another really good feature of it.
I still play the multiplayer with Game Cats. I was just playing with Void Citizen the other day.
Nice.
Yeah, and on Chaos difficulty, man, that is where it's at. That is so good.
You know what? I was really thinking about the story, the single player campaign when I was thinking about this. I think with the multiplayer stuff, it probably should be higher on the list. So I'm definitely I'll definitely bend to your will on that one. Number 17, Tetris Effect, because I'm one of those people that thinks this game is one of the best meditative games out there.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, you don't need perfect. You don't need Mind Labyrinth VR. I love Zing. But man, like
you really don't need perfect, guys. Really avoid perfect.
You don't need perfect. See, next one, number 16 is In Death. I think that's a awesome roguelite or roguelike, I guess. Where are we at? What just happened? To the Top is number 15. I think that is a game everybody should own. And it doesn't look like a game everyone should own. That's hard to sell this game to people.
Honestly, like that's the only thing. If To the Top had, obviously they had to downgrade the textures so that it runs better. It still looks like a big jungle gym to me. So it's like a lot of fun. But if that game had the textures behind it, it would be like everybody's number one.
Yeah.
No joke.
Yeah, that's
what it's my Tony Hawk of VR. It's like my Tony Hawk game for VR, basically.
It's kind of like if Spider-Man was bitten by a radioactive frog instead of a spider, or a cat, maybe even a cat. Just hopping around, like
you pounce around, you swing, you fly. It's everything, man. It's a first-person platformer.
Yep,
that's a big deal for VR.
Dude, I think the only thing that might knock it off the list eventually will be when Windlands 2 gets here. Because
that's fair point, and it's got multiplayer and everything. Yeah, it's got bosses and shit, right?
Like archery and multiplayer and combat. Yeah,
I cannot wait for that.
Yep, that's going to be huge, I think, for everybody. So after To the Top, I've got one of my standbys, one of my favorites since day one. That's Until Dawn: Rush of Blood. That game does everything I want it to be. The only thing that could possibly make it better is if I was playing it on a real roller coaster. Although, Dave, you've had experience doing VR on real roller coasters.
Oh God!
And it didn't go well, so maybe I don't want that.
It broke my nose. Basically, I was at a business conference. So, real quick side story, if you guys don't know, I was in Vegas and they have this roller coaster on top of a casino, and they were like, "Oh, for $10 extra, you can get a VR headset." And I was like, "Well, that sounds like that's my shit. I should probably try this." And it was shaking like so crazy that it left this giant bruise, and I was like bleeding out of my nose. And then I had to go to this business conference the next day, and everybody was like, "Dude, did you get beat up? Like, what the fuck happened to you?" So don't do that. If you go to Vegas, stay away from that shit.
And for anyone curious, make sure you go to Davestation VR's channel, and because you made a whole video about it.
I did.
So go check that out, man. Because that was one of my favorites.
Vegas.
That was one of my favorites. So go check it out.
The other thing, side note, somebody says you need to do a separate stream of Dave playing with his hot ass, winky face. Just saying. I mean, that was Kate. Shout out, Kate.
Somebody
I like the way you're thinking.
But there was no super chat, so we don't acknowledge it.
Is somebody calling you sexy, Dave? Is that what's happening?
I will acknowledge it. Somebody says I look like Aussie Man from Aussie Man Reviews. I'll split the difference between those two comments.
There you go.
Number 13, back on topics. 13 is Static, because Static, I think Dave said it, probably the best puzzle game on PlayStation VR. Just straight up puzzle game. Man, I absolutely love that game, and for anyone curious about Static, make sure you watch Amanda Plays tonight, or Amanda Versus. What time does she stream at?
Oh, she's playing Static tonight.
She's playing Static tonight, which
that's awesome.
It has to go better than Doom VFR. And for anyone who loves Doom VFR, I'm sorry it's not on this list.
Yeah. I really wanted that on my list too.
Doom?
At least she won't be screaming "fuck" as often this time.
I don't think that'll change.
Okay.
She only knows like 18 words, and fuck is 3 of them. What is next? Let's see. I just did Static. Number 12 is Catch and Release, because nothing is better than sitting in the middle of a lake and fishing casually in VR, so you don't actually have to like go out and do it, because I hate being outside. This is another nice meditative game, but is also really exciting when you're reeling in a real big fish, for all you ska fans out there.
Tasty sandwiches too in that game.
I love Catch and Release.
Yeah, I haven't checked out the update yet. I'm excited to. I hear it's
There's not much different.
Yeah, what was
only a little bit different?
What was the update with the? It said something about the aircraft, something or another.
Yeah, there's a water plane, or like a stunt, or like some kind of plane that just like chills on the lake or something. I don't know what you have to do to trigger it, or
it's not there. You didn't see it.
I didn't see it when I went in there. No, so and I've already caught the boss fish. So
the boss fish.
I don't know. Yeah, so I gotta catch. But there are some more. There are some more things in there I need to do.
You got to catch them all.
Yeah, especially that platinum trophy.
That's right. You got to teach us how to do that. Number 11, finally, Zing: The Land Beyond, because although Static is my favorite puzzle game, this is a more fleshed out puzzle game. And man, if you've got a pro, there's very few games that look as beautiful as Zing: The Land Beyond does.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Zing is amazing.
And then that pretty much does it for my list, because I was about to say Immortal Legacy again, because it's at number 10 and everyone should play
number 10.
Legacy. It's so good. Yeah. All right, so here's how we're gonna do this. How are we gonna do this? I didn't plan the show out, guys.
You can't say here's how we're gonna do it, and then ask us how we're gonna do it.
All right. So
we've got the list of games.
Let's compare some lists. So you guys both have Astrobot at number 1.
Yeah. Although, real quick, before we narrow it down, can we throw out some honorable mentions real quick? Because I got like 10 honorable mentions that almost made it in, but just barely didn't make it in.
Sure. What do you got?
So there's no numbers for these, but I'm going to start with Zing. Obviously, Zing is a great one. Ultra Wings.
Nice.
I think Ultra Wings is probably one of the best flying games out there, especially, again, if you have a HOTAS. It's no Ace Combat 7, but there's a lot to do, and there's a lot of planes to unlock and stuff. Transference, which we already talked about.
Mm-hmm.
Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, I think, is a great party game. That's like one of the few games that's a really good social VR game, like if you have people over at your house. And I like that asymmetrical gameplay. I love that game. Then we've got Thumper.
Thumper's so good.
Which was a launch title, but it's the most interesting rhythm game I think I've ever played. And that idea of it being like a rhythm violence game, it's such a unique concept, but it's exactly what it is. It's so cool. Polybius is on there too, because fucking what a trip.
Yeah.
It's like diving into an arcade machine and taking some acid on the way in.
Yo, I want to add. Go ahead, AJ. We're going to add a list to the list.
There is if I were to do an honorable mention, who just said it? Unseen says Apex Construct. I think that's a good honorable mention.
That was my number.
Did you guys cut me off? Did you guys cut me off?
We're adding to your list. You can come back and add to it too.
Okay.
Apex Construct was my number 20, right? And then I actually kicked it off the list for Crisis Brigade, if you can believe it.
Really? I can believe that, because I actually had more fun with Crisis Brigade than I did with Apex Construct. I'm not the world's biggest fan of fucking typing on those stupid ass keyboards.
They updated that.
Have you played it? Yeah, have you played it lately? They updated
Not lately. I mean, okay, I'll need to go back and play it, but
they made it way easier.
Really easy now. Yeah, it's like it's all the because that was like one of the first things that drive me nuts about that game.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, they Shats 79 the game cat
ding, ding, ding,
$5 donation didn't want to say anything. Shats, the floor is yours, man.
Yeah, take advantage when you have the floor. You can still comment. We'll read it. We promise.
If you comment now, I'll read it for you.
What else do we have for honorable mentions?
So I'll go through the rest of mine real quick.
No. I want to add one.
Sitting on a list here.
I want to add one before you continue. I want to add Res Infinite.
Okay. Res Infinite is a great one. Yeah.
That is.
I should have put that on mine. I fucking love Res.
That is like the definition of like what we all considered VR to be like 20 years ago. We were like, in 20 years, Res Infinite is what VR is going to be, and we finally got it.
It'll all be wireframe and like
it's a lawnmower man as fuck, dude. All right, go ahead.
All right, so on top of that, I'll go through these really quick. I won't talk too long about them. So Doom VFR, I love Doom. I've always loved Doom. It's fun.
You're just naming the remaining. You're just naming every single remaining PlayStation VR game.
I have 200
There's like
on this.
600. There's 600 PlayStation.
I know,
VR
and half of these honorable. Are we all supposed to do honorable mentions?
According to the Wikipedia,
half of these honorable mentions that you're mentioning would not be in my honorable mentions.
Really?
No.
Really?
And I like some of those games.
Which ones? So not Thumper.
Polybius wouldn't be in my.
Oh,
Thumper,
dude, get out of here.
Thumper could maybe be in honorable mention, but
Polybius is fucking crazy. I love
Rez,
Polybius,
and I love Rez, but that still wouldn't be in my honorable mention.
I think they're definitely in the top like 30 or 40.
I mean,
games, if that's what we're talking about.
Should we just do a top 50 list, or what do we want to do?
Sure, let's do a top
50 list. Would be so much easier to do.
Yeah,
I don't know. I really don't know, man. That's just too many games to deal with.
She who games with her little monster cat. $10 donation. Thank you so much.
Oof, thank you.
Beat Saber is number 2. Yeah, Beat Saber is absolutely amazing.
Agreed.
It's one of those games. Like I think at the end of the day, our top 10 list, any of those games in the top 10 could be the number 1. And that's my goal here. Is like anybody could think that any game in the top 10 could be the number 1 game.
Right on.
Because it's hard. It's hard making this list.
It is real hard. All right, let's get these honorable mentions out of the way, because ultimately we're not really going to be using these, and we have a long way to go to construct our top 10.
But I just want to kind of placate people who were like, "Why didn't this make it in?"
No, absolutely.
It's like I really wanted it to be in there, but it just didn't. Just didn't get there.
Yeah.
I've also got Electronauts and the Invisible Hours.
Dude, Invisible Hours should be on our top 20 list, and that just escapes me completely.
It's like the best storytelling. It's so fucking cool. It's so densely crafted. And it's such a cool concept for a game. And maybe I'm biased because the developer came and hung out with me like when I was streaming it, but I love that fucking game. And then Electronauts is just fun to jam out. It's not Beat Saber, it's nothing like that. But if you throw your friends in it at a party, like people will have a good time.
I feel like Electronauts is for people who always wanted to be a DJ but just weren't talented enough.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you still got to have a little bit of sense of what you're doing, but I mean it's pretty much all going to sound good.
You only have to have a little sense instead of like actual talent.
Yeah,
it is fun though.
But if you have a little bit of talent and you have DJed before, it's like having all this cool stuff at your disposal that's like in such an interactive and like tangible way. You're just like beating on stuff and sliding stuff, and it just I love Electronauts.
No, I'm with you, man. Like it makes you feel badass, and I think that's the best part about VR is that it makes you feel powerful. It makes you feel like you're somebody that you're not, and in this case it makes you feel like a fucking kick-ass club DJ.
Yeah.
All
right, artist, I've got Sprint Vector in my top 20. We're good, man.
Except I think you have 2 people that don't have it in the top 20 that might eject it out of the top 20 finals.
Ouch.
Yeah. Dude, I don't have any Servios game in my top 20, which
how do you have one of the best PSVR developers not in your top 20? Not a single game.
But I would put Raw Data
solid game.
I would put Raw Data in over the other 2.
See, I would put Pixel Ripped in as an honorable mention over like Polybius, some of those that you mentioned.
Pixel Ripped needs to be.
So Pixel Ripped is awesome and it's fun conceptually, but like sometimes gameplay wise, it's not to me as satisfying as like a Polybius that has like a more established sense of what the gameplay is. Like sometimes you'll get into a stage in Pixel Ripped where it's just unnecessarily frustrating and it's kind of poorly designed, and you're like, what the fuck is this boss fight? What is this boss fight? The last boss
is ridiculous.
Such a pain in the ass.
That was the best fight of the game.
No, it's terrible. Oh, the rest of the game is awesome. The boss fight
as
is
somebody who grew up,
good.
As somebody who started gaming because of Mega Man 2, I can tell you that game has great gameplay.
Okay, but Was Mega Man 2 fun because it was hard because it was frustratingly implemented?
I don't know. I didn't find it frustrating. I can't help you there.
You might be the only person.
Look at the chat. The chat's saying no Pixel Rip 1989.
Yeah, Pixel Ripped is good.
I know.
So
it's
good.
a great game. It's a great game.
It's so hard to leave Pixel Ripped off the list because of one flaw. And actually, I will say the one flaw is that last boss is just too difficult. The rest of it is so interesting and different and like so uniquely VR. It's one of those things that you just can't really do without VR. That like I feel like it belongs on the list, but I do think we have at least 20 better games.
No, I don't think
I
it's
agree. I agree with that.
No, absolutely. I don't put it as a top 20, but I think it's for some of these that you're mentioning, I just feel like, I don't know, maybe not. Moving on. I wasn't prepared for an honorable mention thing. I was not prepared for this part at all.
Well, it's part of the problem because we could literally talk about PlayStation VR games all day that belong on the list that won't make it on the list. However many games there are, man, like we could.
Fisherman's Tale.
It's so hard to do a thing. Like when you ask me.
Dave, you're cutting out for me. AJ, is Dave cutting out for you too?
Yeah, he's cutting out.
All right, I didn't know if it was just
Sorry.
me or not. Come on, Dave,
Creed,
get your shit together.
Creed, I think Creed could be an honorable mention.
I mean, Knockout League could be an honorable mention. Like, I think Raw Data could be an honorable mention. I think we have so many honorable mentions that, like, I don't even know if we should continue with the honorable mentions. I think we need to start nailing down this top 20.
I'm fine with that. No, I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
we can move on.
Are we trying to actually? I thought we were just trying to kind of get the games going. Like, are we going to actually try to finalize the list right now? Like,
oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What? Really?
Oh, yeah. Are you guys ready for this?
Mentioned earlier this is going to be a 4-hour GameScast. And I feel like this is going to be a 4-hour GameScast.
This needs like a trilogy.
I feel like this should just be spitballing, and then we can like go deal with it later.
We'll come up with because don't we want kind of a surprise too? But we want the Game Cats and stuff to get their vote for their games. Obviously, like we need to consider putting Transference in there.
I think Brian wants to do this though.
I just want to I want to start nailing down some stuff, guys. Like we have 3 not radically different top 20 lists, but like 3 very different top 20 lists. So I think
we could nail down the top 5.
Let's nail down the top 5 then. I think that's super important.
I would. Okay, I mean that is super important, but see, to me, I want to bring some surprise still. So I'd rather nail down the top 10 or like the 10 through 20, and then the rest be a surprise. But I guess it'd be probably easier for.
Listen, here's the thing, dude. There's like 150 people watching this. If actually everyone stuck around, there's gonna be 300,000 people that watch the final top 20 list. So like, there's gonna be plenty of people surprised. the people who
a lot of views, son. Jesus.
Well, some of our top 20 lists are our most viewed videos on the channel.
Course. If you put best or worst in a title, YouTube is like
all over
people.
It.
Have all people. Actually, it's better if you put. We should have done it.
Well, let's do a top 5. Let's do a top 5 worst right now. What's on it? Boxing Apocalypse.
Top 5 worst. Darkness Roller Coaster.
Oh no.
Yeah, honestly, Rhodey is giving us a pretty good one right now. He says Boxing Apocalypse, Thug Life, and Darkness Coaster. And actually, I've had the privilege of not playing any of those games. Wow. I try to play everything, but. Some stuff I'm just like, there's no fucking way I'm playing that game.
Can I put Bravo Team on that list?
No, you cannot. Because
that's a bit harsh.
Because
there's other games that are worse. Yeah. Hyper Void. Maybe Hyper Void.
Hyper Void is not worse than any of the games we've got so far.
Okay, fair enough. I didn't like it.
I mean, I didn't think it was great, but it was like a free game on PlayStation Plus. It's super cheap, and it's just there aren't too many like old school Galaga style games on PlayStation VR. There's not a lot like that.
I'll go easier.
What's that? What was that wood game? Something wood.
Oh, Miniwood VR.
Miniwood.
Ooh, that thing was a trash fire.
And it was expensive. I bought it for $30. It's horrible.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yeah, the best thing you can do is play a shitty version of Pac-Man inside of it.
Okay, so here's the thing, guys. I added Tale of a Fragmented Star to it because that is like my least favorite game on the platform. But now we need to talk to the chat. We need to see who has more recommendations for our top 5 list. So we have Miniwood, Boxing Apocalypse, Darkness Roller Coaster, Thug Life, Tale of a Fragmented Star. Are there worse PlayStation VR games out there? I need to know. We need to hear from people in the chat.
Foot Robot Golf.
McConnor says Torn, it's broken. Torn, it didn't break for me, but it just wasn't any fun for me. And it does look kind of cool, so I have to give it a little bit of credit.
We got Manywood Art Park.
Oh, 100-foot robot golf is bad, but it's actually playable. Des likes it. I think Des gave it a solid 2.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, Des likes it?
Dude, we did a review discussion on it a few weeks back, and like I think I gave it a 3 because I hated it, and Des gave it a solid 2, I think.
I've never heard anybody say they even marginally enjoyed that game.
See, I'm willing to put a Chroma Gun.
Oh shit!
Art
Nick,
Park.
Nick
Thanks for the donation.
Thank you very much, Nick.
He says Chroma Gun better be on the worst list. Chroma Gun's not on the worst list.
I like Chroma Gun.
It's too
really
easy.
Yeah,
you liked it.
So here's what I like about Chroma Gun. Sorry, AJ. Is that like for the first time in a long time, I'm using the aim controller for something other than shooting people in the face, and I was like,
You're still shooting.
Shooting paintballs at walls and solving puzzles. I was like, this is
exciting.
I wouldn't really want to play through that game any other way. Like if I was using the dual shock. But man, I really enjoyed Chroma Gun even though it was too easy. I think Nick hates it because he's left-handed and they refused to give him a left-handed option.
I think that's right. So we're getting some really good ones in the chat here. We've got the ATV game. Oh, go ahead.
Salaryman Escape, I would probably put there.
I hate that
Ranch
game.
Planet. And then somebody said Heavy Fire Red Shadow.
Yes. Oh man.
Also, hold on. Kevgret
so
with the other great recommendation, Justice League VR. Because Justice League VR was a pile of trash.
Isn't that free though? Is that free?
No,
it was like $10, dude.
Oh Jesus Christ!
It might have gone down since then, but yeah, it was bad. So wait, what did I miss? I know there's Salaryman, Heavy Fire, and Justice League. What did I miss? Somebody's right.
Salaryman.
Oh, the ATV
Manywood,
game.
Justice League, Ranch Planet,
ATV. Ranch Planet
Moto
isn't
Racer.
like broken though. Ranch Planet isn't like bad. It's just not.
Oh, I was just listing what people said. Yeah, no, I don't.
I'm just giving a little response. Ooh, Discovery.
For, like, broken game.
Discovery, I feel like.
Stunt Kite Masters VR is pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Oh man, that is pretty bad. I mean, it works, but it's like it's barely VR even. I don't know.
Yeah, my ex at the time was like, "Oh, I love flying kites," and then there was this VR game where you fly kites, and I was like, "Oh, try this out; it'll be great." And then it was just totally trash.
Kevgret's got the list.
I would be really tempted to put both of those on the list.
Which ones?
I don't like either one of them. They don't deserve worse game.
Which ones?
But Richie's Plank and Drunken Bar Fight, I didn't like a single one of those.
Okay.
I didn't like either one of those.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't buy them. But
worst game ever. I just don't think they're very good.
Yeah, I think Richie's Plank is one of those. Just like Drunken Bar Fight, you pull out at a party.
Wait, is it Lunar Stone? Origin of Blood?
Oh my God! Wait, no, but the rap song at the end of that in the credits is fucking. You have to experience it. Go find somebody streaming that game. Like, you got to see that part at least.
Yeah.
Somebody mentioned. I'm curious, Geisen. What do you mean by Battlezone clone? Because the only Battlezone clone I can think of.
He's saying Apocalypse VR is the Battlezone clone, and he's absolutely right. That game's trash.
Wait, there's a Battlezone clone? Is that what Apocalypse VR is?
Yeah, Apocalypse.
Okay.
Is it just Apocalypse VR? Is that what it's called?
Nope. Boxing Apocalypse? No, different. Okay.
This is like you're driving around in a Battlezone type tank and you're shooting stuff, and it's no fun at all. It's horrible. I'm putting it on the list.
I was just hoping he wasn't talking about, because I know Super Stardust Ultra VR has a mode that's like a Battlezone knockoff,
which is way better than Apocalypse VR.
It is, and the game itself is pretty fun too. Super Stardust has always been a fun game.
Yeah.
I think we got
Martian VR experience. The Martian VR experience. I also think Perfect is terrible. I hate Perfect.
I'm putting him on the list. I think we got a top 10 instead of a.
Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, this is probably a top 20 worst games, but
all right. Okay, we got to get back to our top 20.
Yeah, no,
all right, let's
get back to it.
Let's nail down the top 5. Let's nail down the top 5. Talk to me, guys.
So number 5.
Let's nail down. What are the 5 games that need to? We'll deal with the order in a second. What are the games that need to be in the top 5? Obviously,
Astrobot.
Obviously, RE7.
Astrobot.
Obviously,
Resident Evil 7.
Beat
Saber.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Saber.
Firewall. Those are
4.
the 4 that have to be there. I don't know. Beyond that, I think we're up to
maybe Skyrim.
A toss-up. I don't think it's. I mean,
for me, Skyrim has to be in the top 5. But if you guys don't agree, then that's what this list is all about.
Well, neither of us put it anywhere near number 5, but
no. So we have Astrobot, Resident Evil, Firewall, Beat Saber, and then.
I mean, the Persistence was my other one.
Yeah, the Persistence was my other one too.
But even
so
you guys,
for me, Persistence was number 13 on my list, but I do think it's a really solid game. I think I would argue that Borderlands 2 has just as much a right to be there, but at least it wasn't like Persistence was built from the ground up.
Ooh, super
as a new
hot
VR experience,
Wait,
and also super hot too.
Super hot.
Dude, I would also say Until Dawn would be a good number 5 too. That's a timeless, like everybody always.
We're getting lots of votes for super hot
in the top 5.
Yeah. Chat, is it super hot? Is it Skyrim? Is it Wipeout? Or is it the Persistence? You help us out there.
See, here's the thing.
Until Dawn.
Yeah, I mean, like there is. This is tough, man. This is real tough. Like I can't.
Or is it Borderlands?
I'm actually shocked. I just looked through my list, and I guess I thought I had Borderlands on there somewhere, and I thought it was in the top 10. It's just missing. So Borderlands would absolutely be in my top 10 and very close to the top 5. I'm struggling with this one. But, Skyrim is such a full-fledged game.
In the chat, we're getting no Borderlands love. I'll say we're getting
no Borderlands.
Super hot, some Skyrim, some
Wipeout.
Persistence.
Yeah, you guys decide this one, man. This is super hot, Wipeout.
Dead Ringer.
Skyrim.
$5 again from Dead Ringer. Man, you bought Brian like 2
Super
pizzas
hot,
tonight,
Persistence.
My pizzas are way more expensive than that. I like the premium pizzas.
He got you like a $12 pizza.
I'll have to go to Walmart.
Super hot's kind of rough.
Go to 7-Eleven.
I go to Walmart every day, man. It's my favorite place.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You can't say that in public.
5,
Oh, yes, you can. When you're as broke as I am, you have to admit that you.
6, 7.
Guys, go donate to his Patreon or put some money in the super chat. I want him to go to Target.
So,
I don't want him going to
Brian,
Walmart. I want him
Brian,
going to Target.
I'm
write
listening.
this down. We have 7 for super hot so far.
7.
Skyrim, we have 1, 2, 3.
Did JD vote 4 times?
Oh, maybe.
No, I don't think so.
No. Okay, so 4 for Skyrim.
Oh.
What do we have for Persistence? Super Hot's winning right now. So
How many with Persistence?
We got a few Rush of Bloods finally popping out.
Count the Rush of Bloods real quick.
Some good Borderlands. We got 1 Rush of Blood, 2 Rush of Blood, 1 Borderlands.
Kieran, I'd love to do categories, man, but
Yeah.
we're already overcomplicating this.
Too deep into it. Way too deep into it at this point.
4 for Persistence.
If you guys want categories, make sure you stay tuned because every year now on the anniversary of PlayStation VR's release, we do the PlayStation VR Award Show, and then we do give out awards for each category. So that's going to be really exciting in October.
Full award show.
Yeah. So what's next? We got Rush of Blood. You counting that up, or what are we counting?
Super
we got
Hot's winning still.
another Borderlands coming in.
All right. I think it needs to be. I think we need to put Super Hot in the top 5 somewhere, and I think that's going to be number 5.
Yep.
Right.
And then,
I think so,
but then
too.
we're gonna have Borderlands 2.
It's got to be like
Skyrim.
number 6 or something. Borderlands.
Yeah. Rush of Blood, Skyrim.
Oh wait,
Borderlands,
Rush of Blood
and-
should be number.
Yeah. Look.
I'm listening.
Look, this is what we got. Rush of Blood. I mean, we are getting more votes for Rush of Blood now. But it looks like So Rush of Blood, Skyrim, Persistence, and Borderlands are going to be in the top 10.
Yep.
And they're going to be in the top part of that top 10.
I like this.
And I think
using the
the
chat for this.
the irrefutable part of the top 5 is Astrobot, Resident Evil 7, Beat Saber, Firewall. I think those are not even debatable. Nobody's arguing with us that they're not top 4.
Right.
So I think we're all in agreement on those. Maybe not the exact order, but they're all in the top 5 for
We'll
sure.
figure out the order offline.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
All right.
All right. No, fine. Okay.
I feel like I feel like getting the order of the top 10 is like one of the most important things we can do during this discussion, and then like if you want to do something offline, I feel like 11 through 20 we can just kind of like hash it out.
All right.
But I really feel like like to make sure that everyone gets their input, everyone gets their say in the chat, and the 3 of us, I feel like we want to get the order down before we call it quits on the Gamescast.
All right.
I love that in the chat, man. You got all these great recommendations. We got Careless Beast saying "Here They Lie," which is a fantastic choice, but I don't think it can be in the top 20. Man, oh man, why am I looking at? I'm looking at the wrong screen, man. I need to look at the actual chat.
Lee, our Resident Evil 7's already in the top 5.
Yeah, it's my number 1, but we're gonna have to figure that out in a second here.
The 1 and 2 is gonna be really tough.
It's who just said
so
that?
We'll have them vote for it. We'll have them help us vote for it.
McConnor said Wipeout needs to be in the top 10, and I don't think there's not gonna be much pushback for that. Was it in your top 10? Let's see.
I actually forgot it, but it would be in my top 10.
Dave put it at number 12, so we're not too far off here, and it's definitely in my top 10.
Okay. I really want Farpoint. We got a couple people saying Farpoint. I really want Farpoint. Yeah. Farpoint was my number 3. I still play that game. So, yeah, Mikey, there's voting going on.
Yeah.
Farpoint, we have to do that in top 10, please.
Farpoint in the top 10?
Yes.
Listen, dude, so here's what we got. Here's what I've got written down so far. In the top 5, Resident Evil 7, Astrobot, Beat Saber, Firewall, Superhot. In the top, from 6 to 10, somewhere, we've got Borderlands, Skyrim, Rush of Blood, Persistence, Wipeout. Are you telling me that Farpoint needs to knock one of those games out?
Oh, for top 10? I don't know. Mine's right at number 10.
Personally, I would.
This is so tough, right?
I would have to have. I mean, Farpoint's in my top 3. Like I said, it's
in your top 3.
It's in my top 3.
Listen, I'm willing to bend if you've got some support in the chat.
Chat. We got one.
Wait,
vote.
so we're trying to push Skyrim into the top 5 now?
We're trying to figure out if Farpoint belongs in the top 10.
Farpoint is it between? So what were the 5? It was Borderlands.
No, top 5 are in no
not top 5.
So 6 to 10 in no particular order are Borderlands, Skyrim, Rush of Blood, Persistence, and Wipeout.
That's pretty solid. I mean, it's hard to throw Moss out of the top 10, but at this point, I feel like maybe we've
I didn't put Moss on my top 20 anywhere.
Yeah, I feel like.
Well, Ghost Giant took.
Where we're sort of.
I feel like Ghost Giant took that role for me, like the emotional, like kind of storybook game, and like I feel like that kind of like trumped it, and there's something very special about Ghost Giant for me.
Not because gameplay, like Moss has the gameplay with it, so the hack and slash, the jumping, the platforming.
I mean, it's another one of those ones though. By the time you get into the gameplay, it's over.
The DualShock 4, I didn't like that it was DualShock only. I feel like
I'm getting some love for Farpoint here in the chat.
Yep. Except for Haplo, who said Farpoint's overrated. Nice.
We're actually getting a decent amount of love for Eagle Flight. I don't know if it's the same person. I don't know if it's a hope every time.
I love Eagle
Flight. I really
Flight.
liked Eagle Flight.
Yeah,
Eagle Flight's an honorable mention for me, even though nobody ever thinks about it or talks about it.
Also, guys, my initial top 20 list had Werewolves Within on it because I had so much fun playing that game.
I thought about that too. Yeah,
but I'm like, it's just we've got so many games right now. I can't think of one I want to knock out in favor of that.
I hate to say it, but I would put Farpoint over either the Persistence or Wipeout.
Ooh,
I'm fine with that. No, I would agree with that. Actually, I'm on the same page.
Okay, wait. So which one though? Because
they're saying over Wipeout.
Because I would put Farpoint in somewhere between 6 and 10, and get rid of Rush of Blood and put Rush of Blood at 11. I love Rush of Blood, man, but like,
I've always thought Rush of Blood was a little low on
it can't be number 11, man. Like Rush of Blood is
it's so good.
I don't know. Like, it's got such a strong place in my heart.
Me too.
I fucking love Rush of Blood because I've always wanted in VR
this
more
is the thing.
Like shooting gallery, like House of the Dead style games, but also roller coaster games. And it is both of those in such a polished.
Rush of Blood has to be,
and it's actually got
10 for me.
It's got hours of gameplay. It's got multiple difficulty levels. There's all these like you could score chase. And it's just so fun to throw people into.
Dude,
I don't know.
I am with you, man. Like, Rush of Blood will always be... Like, if I was doing a personal Bryan Paul top 10 list, Rush of Blood probably would be number 6. But I'm trying to think.
That's what I have mine at number 6 too. Yeah, I have mine at number 6.
I'm getting a lot of people saying Farpoint over Wipeout, which that's what I would want to do.
Okay. Well, then I will bend. I will bend. So I will say. So we'll take Wipeout out of the top 10, and we'll put Farpoint in the top 10, right?
And I'm sorry, dude, Wipeout is so amazing.
It's so good. But we're talking about the best of the best, and no one should feel hurt or offended. All of these games are so top tier that you need all these games, period, no matter where they are on the top 20 list.
Rush of Blood has to be top 10.
And we're getting people saying Rush of Blood was my first VR experience. I loved it. It's in my top 5.
I still.
And then knock Wipeout out of top 10 is a comment too.
Okay. The first game that I show people, my friends and stuff, is Rush of Blood.
That's
great.
Why
it has to be top 10 for me.
I mean, it's got to be
and
Beat Saber or Rush of Blood.
Okay.
At this point, for me, like Beat Saber is probably the one. But
so this is going well, right? So now here's what we're doing. We're now classifying different sections of our top 20 list. We've got 1 through 5. We know the games that are going to be there. We just don't know what order they're going to be in. Now we know what games are going to be in 6 through 10. We just don't know what order they're going to be in. Let's keep doing this. Let's figure out what needs to be in 11 through 15. 11, 12,
this is going to be the hard part. This is going to be because our lists are so divergent.
But this,
and everybody in the chat is going to have opinions. But I want to do it. I want to do it.
But this is where it starts getting fun because this is where the list starts.
Okay, this is when it becomes the 4-hour stream.
I get nowhere to be. We'll tell Amanda to start.
I don't
later.
either. Honestly, I don't. So
I'm going to throw out Immortal Legacy because I was so tempted to put that in my actual top 10 that I actually put it at number 10. So I want to put it there. I understand if you guys don't want it there.
I think I love that game, but yeah.
I didn't even put it on my top 20 or honorable mentions.
Okay.
I'm not full Kevgrat, but it's not one of my favorite games by any means.
All right.
So I didn't finish it either, so that might just be on me.
But we do agree that Wipeout needs to be there, obviously.
Yes, Wipeout.
Should we also what else can we agree on?
What else do we have? What else are we working with?
We are working.
Did we already place Ghost Giant somewhere?
Ghost Giant is not on the list yet.
We need Ghost Giant somewhere.
I'll be very happy to have it there, but we can take it off.
Okay.
This is temporary.
Chat, what about... Okay, chat, would you put Moss or Ghost Giant? We need you to decide.
Moss or Ghost Giant?
Yes, because I know they're different, but to me, they're kind of like the same a little bit. And
well, you're a giant kind of ghost-like figure helping a small creature accomplish.
Then let's put Along Together on it, too.
Well, that's not exactly the same.
What do you guys think? Have you guys all played? This is going to be kind of important. Have you played Moss and Ghost Giant? Dude, that's another thing. They keep throwing Star Trek out there, and I'm like, Star Trek is really good.
Bridge Crew is awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. That is at the very least has got to be an honorable mention.
Right. Well, guys, give me ones that you feel like absolutely have to be there in between 10 and 15 or 11 and 15.
10 and 15. So we got one for Ghost Giant. Ghost. It's looking like Ghost Giant. Moss. Hold on. Don't count Moss out yet.
I'm not counting it out yet. Don't worry. Can I throw in Zing? Can I say Zing should be there?
That's 3.
I'm not going to argue with Zing.
Moss is winning, dude. Moss is winning. Ghost Giant. Oh God, I got it. Dave, you count to yourself. Count the Ghost Giants.
God, I wasn't counting. Hold on.
You count the Ghost Giants.
Okay, I will. I will.
So we'll give you guys some time to vote. What's one?
Already got one that said Ghost Giant should have been top 10, and I agree with that because I put it at number 9.
Here, I'm going to vote. Count my vote. Count my vote. Count my vote twice because I'm in charge of this shit.
I'm counting my own.
So Hugh Garver makes an excellent point. Ghost Giant just came out in Australia, so like a lot of people haven't played it yet.
Yeah, that's the only problem.
Some people are waiting for physical releases, which are just now getting released.
All right, so Brian, if we're counting yours, we got I think 7, or no 8 now. Lillian's saying again, so 7.
Wait, why is Haplo saying toss out
7
Zing?
for Ghost Giant. Ghost Giant. Huh?
Haplo said toss out Zing. I'm like, we can't talk about
Well, not everybody likes Zing.
Oh, well, I guess we're going to find out when we try to put it on the list. All right, good to know. Good to know. Megaton Rainfall, unfortunately, doesn't make the cut.
I've got 8 for... Well, hold on. I think I've got...
So, Careless Beast brings up a good point. Where does Tetris fit in? Because that's in my top 15.
That is That's number
just barely.
That's number
It's in my top
17 for me. For me, it needs to be on the top 20 list, but it doesn't need to be in this category.
Okay, I'm number 14 on that. AJ, was
Yeah.
that even on your list at all?
Moss. What?
Tetris Effect.
Tetris.
No, but I'm okay with it being there. I wanted to put it in there somewhere. Didn't know where.
Let's split the difference between 17 and 14 and call it 15 or 16, I guess.
Yep, I'll put it in the 16 through 20 section.
Void. I had whatchamacallit, to the top at like number 6. I had it.
Yeah,
pretty
to
high.
the top is going to be in here somewhere for sure.
Okay.
I mean, that could be a top 15 candidate.
I still
had
got
it.
it.
I had it at 18, but I think Brian, you had it lower than that, right?
To the top, I had it 15.
15. Okay, I'd be fine with 15.
And,
I mean, I think there's going to be some people who say it should be much higher.
Sure, but there's also some people who just don't like that game.
Yeah.
Hugh Guyver, Red Matter is not on the list. I absolutely love
Unfortunately,
Red Matter,
it's
but
a great game.
yeah, it just unfortunately did not make the cut this time around.
Man. Yeah,
Ash, I think Battlezone is just barely going to make it, like maybe 20, if we're lucky.
I think Red Matter will be. I actually would be okay with that as an honorable mention too, because that's a quality game.
Okay,
oh
so
yeah,
but here's
I mean, there's so many quality games though at this point.
So here's the thing, Dave. I'm double checking your list. Did you have Moss on your top 20 list?
Yeah, Moss is number 8 on mine, but
Number
that
8.
was part of me is I haven't played it recently, so I don't know if I still feel that way after Astrobot and Ghost Giant and all that stuff.
So you both
I know
had,
it's an important game, I think.
You both had Moss at number 8, and so here's the question: is do Moss and Ghost Giant both make the cut in 11 through 15?
Ghost Giant needs to be higher than Moss. That's all I'll say.
But do they need to be? We're talking about 11 through 15. Should they both be? Is this the proper place for both of those?
Ghost Giant needs to be in the top 10, but we already decided the top 10.
Right. So here's what I got so far. Let's recap, okay? Everyone hang out. In 1 through 5, in no particular order, we have Resident Evil 7, Astrobot, Beat Saber, Firewall, and Super Hot VR. Somewhere in 6 to 10, in no particular order, we have Borderlands VR, we have Skyrim VR, Rush of Blood, we have The Persistence, and Farpoint. In the 11 through 15 bracket, we have Wipeout Omega, we have Ghost Giant, Moss, Zing, and To the Top. And then we're dealing with 16 through 20. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
This is so hard.
This is tough.
Right?
All right.
This is so difficult.
Yeah, sorry, Cloaked Reaper. There's no Windlands. We missed Windlands.
Well, we're very excited for Windlands too.
Yeah. Windlands 2 is probably going to be on the top 20 list, I would assume.
Yeah.
But so as far as 16 through 20, I would say we need to have static.
Absolutely static.
Like, bar none, static cannot be left out.
100% agree. Also,
I think...
Yep, talk to me.
Probably, even though you and I both put Ace Combat 7 in there, I think it's going to slip out of the top 20.
I think you
Honestly,
might be right.
If we ask people, I think they're going to say, I didn't even play it because it was too expensive. Even though it's a great... Or, like, I don't have a HOTUS, so it wasn't awesome.
Deej1984 says, has there been a mention for Honor and Duty? And unfortunately, the fact is... It's D-Day is so much fun, and I absolutely love D-Day, and I'm a little bit biased because I'm in the game, but I can't kick anything off this list for Honor and Duty, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Ooh, Hop Along the Badlands. Great suggestion, Rye Pop. I love that game.
Yeah, but
no, it's not. It's not making it.
What do you guys feel about Sprint Vector? Because I do love Sprint Vector.
I don't think that's going to make it in the top 20, though. I think.
Right.
I think. But it's going to get edged. It's going to get edged out. We still haven't. Have we placed? Where did we place to the top? Where's to the top?
To the top is in 11 through 15 somewhere.
Okay, it's in 11 through 15.
Yeah. No Durasane. Sorry, Cloaked Reaper. I love that game, and I think if I was to reconsider my top 20, I'd put it somewhere there. But I don't think that's making the list for today. Yeah.
Are we still firm on Rec Room in there somewhere, or do we want to let Rec Room slip?
Here's the thing. Every single time we publish a top 10 or top 20 list, the first comment and every comment after that is, where's Rec Room?
Yeah. That's what I feel like. Some of it is not even what I think is the best. I just know what other people think, too. Yeah. And I have to incorporate that into if we're making a list, you know?
Yeah. But it's not in my top 20. I just can't put it down.
I mean, in terms of stuff that I think is the best, I would agree. But I think importance-wise, and for some people, it's like the coolest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah.
So maybe we could let it slip. But
I'm reading all the comments. I'm seeing
a bunch of comments.
JD, you can go to hell, dude. No Arizona sunshine. Man, he's just doing it to be a troll too. You know that.
Yeah.
All right. So here's the thing. So if we can't, man, oh man, this is so difficult. I feel like Table of Tales is too new.
I almost put Table of Tales in my top 20.
It's so good, but I think it's too new, and like we haven't given it enough time. This is so tough. So
there will be. Just remember, guys. At the end of the day, there will be other lists. So
yeah,
we can switch around some stuff on another list one day.
Yeah, Mikey, so Beat Saber's in top 5 somewhere.
This isn't the list to rule for the end of time.
No, we'll be making another top 20 list like as soon as like the new batch of games comes out. As soon as we play Everybody's Golf. As soon as we play Blood and Truth.
Next month.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna be reconsidering all of this very quickly. But this is the current state of things. So I don't know. So do we need? So is Sprint Vector in 16 to 20? Is Ace Combat 7 in 16 through 20? We need to start figuring out which games belong.
Okay. Guys, we need your help for 16 through 20. Sprint Vector, Ace Combat.
In Death?
I don't know about In Death. I love that game. I love that game, but I don't know about top 20.
I've been talking on mute this whole time. I was like, no one's responding.
You've been real quiet.
Yeah, no. So I think, Ace Combat. Shit, what?
Dude,
Ace Combat.
Yeah, Dave, you keep cutting out, man.
Yeah,
sorry.
you cut out.
That's fine. Keep going.
I could see Ace Combat, Sprint Vector. We'll work on that, Lee. So they say Sprint Vector, Apex Construct.
Apex Construct.
Yeah.
Oh, I
don't know, man. I can't put that in the name.
Careless Beast. We have Rez in the. So we can maybe do In Death. Creed. Creed I've been hearing a lot of.
I see a lot of Creed.
Actually,
I want to put Catch and Release on there.
Ash brings up a good point. Battlezone. Just saying. Battlezone.
Was that only on your list? I don't think anyone else had that on their list. Dave.
Somebody says I sound like a bad drive-through, Mike.
Oh.
That's
you sound fine to me.
So the top ones I'm seeing
that was
are
JD.
The top ones I'm seeing are In Death, Creed, and Sprint Vector, and Apex Construct. Okay. Those are the most I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, so I figured when we threw it out there, Ace Combat wasn't. But, like, if you guys ever have a chance to play it, especially with HOTAS, please, it is a top 20 game. I know you guys don't know that because you probably were like, fuck, how expensive is that shit?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not interested. But
See, now,
it's so goddamn
Catch and
good.
Release, yeah, I gotta agree with Reaper. I do want Catch and Release in there. Can we do... let's see. Yeah, I don't...
Who Guyver?
$2. He's really pushing.
And he says Sprint Vector, yeah.
Yeah.
So how many can we add? How many do we need? 5? 4?
So here's the thing. I have Tetris Effect and Static in the 16 through 20 box right now. But again, we haven't really solidified those.
Catch and Release? You guys both put it there, and we're getting people in the chat saying Catch and Release.
I had Catch and Release at my number 15, so...
I think we could probably solidify that one. I didn't put it on my list, but I love that game. Yeah. And I would definitely... Bridge Crew is fucking great, too.
I feel like we need to maybe get another multiplayer game here. Like, should it be Bridge Crew? Should it be Sprint Vector? Like...
Yeah, okay, so you guys vote. Is it Bridge Crew or is it Sprint Vector? The voting starts now.
I vote Sprint Vector.
I vote Bridge Crew.
I vote Sprint Vector as well.
Man.
Whatever one doesn't win is going in the honorable mention. That's for sure.
The honorable mention list is longer than the top 20 list.
Well, everything that gets pushed out of the top 20, I think, should be an honorable mention. It would make sense to work that way.
It would, but I don't know. I guess I don't know. I feel like I don't want to go crazy with the whole editing process with this one because again, like it's going to be outdated in 2 weeks, less than 2 weeks.
Okay, Dave, you keep tally on the bridge crews. I'll keep tally on the sprint vectors.
Okay.
Bryan, you had a vote for sprint vector. I had a vote for sprint vector, so I'll keep those. And Dave, count your own vote.
Okay.
Oh man, some people are saying to drop other stuff in favor of both of them. That's tough. Let's cut the BS. If the game isn't in all 3 of your top it's interesting. Dead Ringer says if it's not in all of our top 20s, it shouldn't be there. But
I've got 8 now for Bridge Crew. Just saying.
Okay,
8 for Bridge Crew.
Just to respond.
Actually, not even including my own, so 9.
Just to respond to Dead Ringer, I do want to say that all 3 of us kind of made these lists last minute, and we made the lists knowing full well that we were going to be open-minded and consider the chat's votes and each other's votes. So
I don't totally agree with Dead Ringer just because we're considering our votes, but also the chat's votes.
Right.
And there are some games that when we talk to each other, after we had already separately prepared our lists, we said, oh shit, I wish I'd put that on my list.
Right.
So if that had been a process where we all talked about it together, we probably would have come up with something more similar to what we're talking about now.
It just would have
so
been
I think it's
fun.
Okay for a game to make it on, even if I didn't put it on my list or something, because maybe I overlooked it, I didn't think about it, or there's a reasonable case for it to be there.
I'm at 11 for Sprint Vector, but I've also seen a couple more.
I've seen more Bridge Crew, so that's 10, 11. I'm at 12 for Bridge Crew, I think.
All right.
Not to one-up you, literally one-up you.
Yeah.
Now
we've got 12.
Another Sprint Vector,
now
another Bridge Crew.
We got another Bridge Crew. This is a tight race.
This is neck and neck.
Can we call it a tie? Let's call it a tie.
Let me
well, we do have 2 spaces.
Well, but there's also other stuff that's not there yet.
Well, here so while the vote's going on here, I'm going to put them both down, and then we'll get rid of the one that doesn't make it, and we'll see what else needs to be on the list.
Well, so yeah, real quick, let's remind ourselves what is already on the list somewhere.
So we want to go through all categories?
All right. From the top, yeah. Let's go.
Starting at from somewhere in 1 to 5, in no particular order, is Resident Evil 7, Astrobot, Beat Saber, Firewall, 0 Hour, and Super Hot VR. Then, in the 6 to 10 bracket, in no particular order, Borderlands 2 VR, Skyrim VR, Rush of Blood, The Persistence, and Farpoint. In the 11 through 15 bracket, we have Wipeout Omega, Ghost Giant, Moss, this is like the emotional category, Zing the Land Beyond, and To the Top. And then 16 through 20, no particular order, so far, we've got a lot of Tetris Effect, Static, Catch and Release. We're talking about Sprint Vector, we're talking about Bridge Crew. I feel like we're missing, I feel like we overlooked something really, really important in this process.
Well, there's always Dirt Rally.
We don't have any, Wipeout's racing, but we don't have any other, we don't have any car racing games on here.
That's because most of them are incomplete or have some kind of issue.
Dirt Rally is the entire game.
Dirt Rally is
VR.
Yeah.
It is balls hard.
Yeah.
But that's part of the fun. That's part of the fun about it.
It is a lot of fun, though. I do enjoy it quite a bit. I'm not putting it on the list.
And I think the thing to me that makes it palatable, and I'm not necessarily saying it's got to be in the top 20, but just one last ditch effort for Dirt Rally here. Hopefully the guys in the chat will say something on its behalf, but we'll see. Even though it's really, really difficult compared to Drive Club VR or even Wipeout, because there's so little margin for error, the fact that it's got a built-in system where it's always giving you something to go by, there's no other racing game where they tell you how to approach the turn every time you're about to take a turn. And once you learn what that stuff means, which is a fun process, then you're at this point where it's not as hard as it could be because I know what to do on a 6 left or something like that. You start to learn the lingo, and it's really cool. No other racing game has that. I just love Dirt Rally, so
This is such a struggle, man. This is such a struggle.
There are probably plenty of games I could go on a whole monologue about like that. But
no, dude. I mean, me too. I've ditched a lot of my games in favor of what the chat has said, in favor of what you guys have said. Here I am talking about Immortal Legacy in my review is one of my favorite PSVR games yet. And it's not even on the current top 20, and I don't think it's going to make it.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think that's a chat thing.
Yeah. So
it wasn't on my list either, but.
So let's see. Yeah, that was an issue. So let's see. Sprint Vector.
I'm counting Sprint Vectors again.
We're talking about Bridge Crew, and we're talking about. So we're ditching Battlezone. That's a thing, huh?
I
wish we didn't have to, man.
Me
I
too.
don't want to ditch it, but I am totally for ditching that game. Nobody.
So a few people have said let's do a top 30.
Nope. We'll do a top.
No,
We'll do a top 30 in like a few months, like when this. But this is kind of
we'll expand it.
This is kind of a quick and dirty list before the new batch of games comes out. So like I'm not gonna be like horribly disappointed if all my favorites don't make it, because honestly, it's all gonna change in a month. So
yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Even less of your favorites will be on it in a month.
Right? Rody the Game Cat. What's up, Joe? He says longest Gamescast ever. I don't think that's true. I think back in the day.
It's only 2 hours and 13 minutes. So it's not that bad.
We used to go for so long before. So this is back. We're back to
the scrappy old days.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, so here's what we have in 16 through 20. Tetris Effect, Static, Catch and Release, Sprint Vector, and Bridge Crew. I mean, we're taking votes on Sprint Vector and Bridge Crew, but
I couldn't even keep up.
But the fact is we don't other than 5. We don't even have another one to take its place. What would take these?
Battlezone.
Right, but
maybe.
What do we
Battlezone or Dirt Rally?
So I would kick out Bridge Crew for Dirt Rally. I would kick out Bridge Crew for.
That's such a hard.
I would kick out.
Somebody earlier said it was like picking your favorite children or something, and I feel exactly like that because like Bridge Crew is such a. It's my favorite child, but also so is Dirt Rally.
Yeah,
sucks.
Fucking, I wanted Werewolves Within on this, Ash. It was on
somebody.
My top
Yeah.
Three. Yep.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
Yeah, there's so many good games.
14 for Sprint Vector.
14 for Sprint Vector. How many for Bridge Crew was it?
I think. Well, I don't know, Dave. You might have to recount.
I'm also going to count every Werewolves vote as a Bridge Crew vote.
I'm thinking acceptable. 14 is a lot of votes, but yeah. I think
I was already at like 12. Hold on, let me start from the beginning.
It might have. I think Bridge Crew is winning by like barely, literally about 1 or 2 votes.
Yeah, I would.
3.
Ace Philman, he asked if Tetris Effect really should make the top 20 list, and that is a tough call, man. Like that, but I think did all 3 of us have it on our list?
Tetris Effect, I did not.
You did not, but Dave, you did.
The thing is about Tetris,
I've got 18 people.
Okay.
Saying Bridge Crew, not including myself. So I think Bridge Crew won, which I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Bridge Crew won.
Bridge Crew won. And then
I love you, Sprint Vector.
And then do we put Dirt Rally on? Now that we've made a list.
I want to. I mean, JD's saying no racing games and he's crying.
But
he's crying.
We do have Wipeout. It's not like it's not a racing game.
That's true. And Dirt Rally is not like your normal racing game.
I do like Dirt Rally.
It's so fucking good.
I don't think I would recommend Dirt Rally. You'd have to have a wheel for that to be good.
No, I never played it with a wheel.
I played it both ways. It's great, no matter how you play it.
You don't have to have a wheel.
I couldn't stand it with the DualShock.
Really?
Yeah, but I love it with the wheel though. But that's $200. That's like
I don't have a wheel. I've never played it with the wheel before, but
I like Drive Club.
Notice is nice.
Drive Club is my favorite racing game.
Well, yeah, but Drive Club's like out the door right now. So
there's no way it's getting in there.
Can we have the chat? Can we have the chat vote on Drive Club or Dirt Rally? What is
over
it?
What?
Dirt Rally? Well, just to include Dirt Rally.
I mean, we got people already saying Dirt Rally is better than Wipeout.
Well, we got at least one.
I mean, to be fair, I played Dirt Rally more than Wipeout.
So did I. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about Weeping Doll?
Yeah, I'm kicking out Resident Evil 7 to put Weeping Doll in. Top 5 for sure.
What are the remaining games we have? We got Sprint Vector versus Bridge Crew settled. What are the other ones?
Bridge Crew's in. We're still up in the air on. I don't think anybody's pushing for Battlezone, but I would say maybe Dirt Rally versus Battlezone. Or what is Dirt Rally up against?
I will put Dirt Rally.
Well, yeah, of course. But if we were doing another like fight it off in the chat kind of thing, we have Static, right?
We have Static. Let's put Dirt Rally up against Ace Combat 7.
So the rough thing is Dirt Rally's going to win because nobody bought Ace Combat 7.
But everyone who did buy Ace Combat 7 thinks it's the fucking shit, dude. It's so good. So like
it's so good.
I would love to put Ace Combat 7 back on this list, and I don't mind putting it up against Dirt Rally to see if that happens.
Ooh, Dirt Rally.
That's so rough.
Yeah, that's like
it's weird how like
dude, it's a top 20 list. What do you think we're doing here?
I didn't expect this to be so stressful and depressing. Like I want them all to be on there. Shit.
All right, guys, chat. Ace Combat versus. I like the idea of this because they both require a peripheral. So Ace Combat versus Dirt Rally.
Do it.
Guys,
let's do it.
Well, they don't require a peripheral because you can play both of them just fine. With
guys, anybody who's saying Wipeout, don't worry. Wipeout's already on the list.
Wipeout is all up on there.
Wipeout is in 11 through 15. Holy
oh my
shit.
God, Lee Wade!
Thank you very much, Lee Wade,
for like a minute straight.
No comment either, but thank you very much, Lee, for a very generous donation.
I say we let Lee pick the number 20 spot.
I don't think you get to
Lee,
buy
you get
a
the whole
vote.
top 20. You get to pick the whole thing.
This whole list has got to go out. Okay, so I'll count the Ace Combat 7s. Dave, can you count the Dirt Rallies?
I will. Yes.
Okay, let me find where the votes started. So it's Ace Combat 7 versus Dirt Rally, guys.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Dead Ringer, who just sent me a very, very nice email. We love you, dude. Thank you for being an awesome part of our community.
You say Dead Ringer?
Yeah, I think actually.
Wait, am I counting Dirt Rally or Ace Combat?
Dirt Rally.
Okay, cool.
Guys, just while we're figuring this out, shout out to all of the Gamecasts. Shout out to all of the community. Shout out to everybody who watches this channel. Shout out to all of the PlayStation VR communities and the people who hang out in our Discord in the community. Even the people who run other PlayStation VR YouTube channels, which, you know, to varying degrees, I like them, but I don't love them all. I've got an ongoing feud with Paul. Apparently, that's kind of fun. I like that. But thank you to everybody who's in the chat right now, and thank you to everybody who's contributing to these debates and votes. This is a lot of fun. I wouldn't have wanted to do this any other way. So shout out to all of you guys. Thank you so much. I love you all.
Okay, so I haven't counted them all, but it definitely looks like Dirt Rally's kicking Ace Combat's ass at this point.
Wilker Zinn has said
I have to turn down my headphones when I read this because otherwise I get distracted.
I got distracted too. I'm so bad at counting right now. No, when you're trying to read comments and stuff.
Yeah, no.
And people are talking to you and stuff. But I think Dirt Rally looks like it's winning.
Yeah.
Let me count again.
Moment of silence. Hey, Hobbit man, have a great night, dude. Thanks for hanging out with us. Look, we got some more Ace Combat 7 votes. I'm so excited. I want Ace Combat 7 to win. Yes, another one. Thank you, Darwin. Come on. Bring out the A7 votes.
I'm fine with Ace Combat too, honestly. Like, I just don't know where to start counting stuff as votes, because when I was talking about Dirt Rally, there's a bunch of comments about Dirt Rally, but like, I'm trying to figure out where we actually started.
I do want to remind people what AJ said in his review for Ace Combat 7, which is a new review for us, even though the game came out a while back.
Right.
He said this is next generation VR, and I totally agree with him.
I've got 13 for Ace Combat. I'm going to give a vote to Ace Combat. That's 14. Brian?
Ace Combat.
15. Dave? 16.
Dude, I'm still counting. Hold on. You threw off my fucking... Okay. I don't know if it's 14 or 16 or what.
All right. Yeah. Now we're at 16 for Ace Combat.
Oh, hold on. All
Make sure you read the comments too, because some of them are just making comments. That's what I had to sort through.
Oh, another one for Dirt. This is so tight, man. So tight.
I think there's like at least 19, 20. There's at least 20 for Dirt. I probably missed one or two or added one or two, but there's at least 20-ish.
I mean, the Dirt wins.
I think so. I figured, more people have probably played Dirt Rally.
Ooh,
yeah.
Let's kick them all off because Cyberdut
and
said
it is
pinball.
More of a full game. Somebody said it's a full game, and that's true. Like,
yeah, no,
as much as I love Ace Combat,
that's why we vote. That's why we vote.
So did we just get the vote in? Is that what happened? I missed it.
Yep. Dirt won.
Dirt makes it. Okay, that's it, man. Okay.
Dirt, yeah.
We spent more time trying to figure out the last five. Okay. So
all right. So now let's let's say
let's work from the top and make our way down. Ready for this?
we're actually going to organize them into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh baby, oh baby, that's what we're doing right now. Ready? Here we go. And
Should I order some food or something? Oh shit, Lee is another $20 in. Lee Wade.
Dude, Lee.
Hey,
Incredible.
Lee,
with
thank
a real
you.
message
Thank you so
this
much.
time. Thanks for saving me time and money with the reviews before I buy. Love you guys. Have a great night.
I think Lee just paid my
for you,
mortgage.
Brian. Oh yeah.
Thank you so much, Lee. We appreciate you, and you have a great night as well. I'm assuming that means Lee's taken off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Much love to you, Lee. Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
Hugh, I did get your vote counted in there. It just barely edged out. We lost. It was closer than what Dave said. We lost by like 2 or 3 votes at most.
All right, here we go. Ready? 16 through 20. The 5 games in 16 through 20 are Tetris Effect, Static, Catch and Release, Bridge Crew, and Dirt Rally. I'm gonna vote that Static needs to be the highest one on 16 through 20. It needs to be the closest to number 1. It has to be number 16.
I need to start typing out what you're saying.
Yeah, I was gonna
Here. I'll copy and paste it into the chat. Ready?
Yeah, paste it into the chat so I can see it.
Here we go.
Oh,
Paste-
awesome. Okay, yeah.
There we go.
I need eyes on the target.
Get in that
There we
Discord.
go.
I can't conceptualize 5 games.
No, not Discord, in the actual chat, dude, so that everyone can see it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so here we go. So I'm going to say Static needs to be number 16. That is, for me, it has to be the highest one of all of these.
I'm okay with that.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. And then
Catch and Release.
I'm going to take some... I think Catch and Release should be closer to 20.
I'm fine with that.
I think people will argue with me, but Tetris Effect or Bridge Crew maybe would be closer to 16 for me.
So as much as we didn't get Dirt Rally onto the list until the last second, now that I'm looking at these games and deciding which one's better than the others, I want to say Dirt Rally belongs
number 17.
For me, I want to say Static, Dirt Rally, Tetris Effect. 15, 16, 17, 18.
And then I would say Catch and Release, Bridge Crew, 1920.
Catch and Release, Bridge Crew. Okay, so are we okay with this, all 3 of us? So it goes here. I'm going to copy and paste this. I've got so many spelling mistakes because I'm not even caring about what I'm typing, and then I got to paste it into the chat so all these people can see my horrible. Okay,
I think
there
at
it
this
is.
point, 2.5 hours in, they can probably deal with it.
Yeah. So 16 is Static, 17 is Dirt Rally, 18 is Tetris Effect, 19 is Catch and Release, and 20 is Bridge Crew. I'm happy with that if you guys are.
I'm happy with that. Chat, are you happy with that?
Yeah.
It's not easy, but I'm happy with it.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. I would flip maybe Catch and Release and Bridge Crew. Especially since we didn't get Werewolves on here, I feel like. But it's pretty much good.
Bridge Crew.
It's pretty much good.
Tetris, let's see what are they saying.
Tetris. Oh man, we got Deej kind of wants to flip the entire script here, and
well,
put
a
Static
lot of
at the
people.
end.
I would too, BBX.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we're close enough on this one. Dead Ringer, Killing Floor is so much fun, but
it is really good.
Multiplayer is still busted in that though, right? Like the second
they never fixed it.
It doesn't work right, and that's a good multiplayer game too. It needs to be fixed.
Yeah, that was last second removed from my top 20.
McCon Artist says extend to 25. No way. This is already not as quick and dirty as I want it to be.
I will ask though, maybe in the future that we start extending these a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna need to.
I'm down for a top 50 list, but that's way in the future. All right.
Later, Kate.
Later, Kate.
10 hour.
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous. All right, so here we go. Now 11 through 15. Here, let me copy and paste it into the chat. Boink. And man, this is going to be a tough one too, I think. All right, 11 through 15. We have, in no particular order, Wipeout Omega, Ghost Giant, Moss, Zing, and to the top. I want to say Wipeout needs to be as close to number 10 as possible. I think Wipeout is in the right place.
Yeah, Wipeout. If there wasn't so many other great games, Wipeout would be in the top 5 or 10.
I would flip Ghost Giant and Wipeout. I would put Ghost Giant as number 11 and Wipeout as number 12.
donation from McCon Artist. Thank you, sir. And he says a top 25 solves this issue.
No. Here's what it solves. It solves this issue temporarily, and then people go, well, we need top
More
30.
games come out.
We need top 30 to
Then we're
include
like-
everything. It's like top 40. Oh man. So
Wipeout Ghost Giant.
it solves a temporary problem, but not permanent.
I would put personally. So I don't know. I would put To the Top and Zing before Ghost Giant and Moss.
Really?
Oh wait,
So-
no. I'm sorry. I would put To the Top before Ghost Giant.
You put To the Top before Ghost Giant.
No, but Ghost Giant appeals to so many people. It's so easy to pick up and play.
Here's what I would do. I want to keep Wipeout and Ghost Giant where they are, and then I want to put To the Top before Moss.
Zing.
Before Moss.
Before Moss.
And actually, I want to put Zing before Moss too. I just want to put Moss at the end of this list.
No,
I'm fine with that. With this list here, the only thing is I think maybe Zing ended up higher than we originally were thinking it was gonna be. Like, doesn't Zing feel like a 16 through 20
Zing
rather than a 11 through 15?
Zing does kind of.
I don't want to mess up our whole thing, but it seems like it's in the wrong slot.
For me, Zing, when Zing came out and when I first played it, and like the more time I spent with it, it was one of those games where I was like, this is going to be like in our this is gonna be in our top 10 list. So I'm actually surprised it slipped so far back.
Okay, fair enough.
So hold on a second. So can we agree Wipeout is 11, Ghost Giant is 12, what is 13? I want to put To the Top there.
To the Top.
Are you okay with that, Dave?
Yeah, as long as Ghost Giant is above To the Top, I'm fine.
Yes. And then we have Moss.
I have, fun fact, I have 120 hours in To the Top, and I have like 4 in Ghost Giants.
Well, yeah, but did To the Top ever touch you deep down and make you cry,
It
make you
did.
feel things?
It
make
did.
you think? Yeah, whatever.
Only if you're lucky, Dave. Only if you're lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then we have so Wipeout is 11, Ghost Giant is 12, To the Top is 13, Moss is 14.
A lot of the chat's saying Zing is too high.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think most people think it's too high. I know it's a game that some of us love deeply, especially like.
Are we putting it in the wrong bracket then? It needs to be in 16 through 20?
That's what I was just saying a second ago. Did I cut out?
No. I heard you, but
Okay,
this is something that everybody is saying.
That's why I said it, because I thought people would think that.
Man,
and I kind of think that too.
I'm not against that. I love Zing, but it could be pushed back a little bit. It could be.
So what do we bring from 16 to 20 into 11 through 15 when we push Zing back?
Honestly,
this is difficult, man.
Oh my god.
I would definitely pull if we're gonna push. So if these are both puzzle games, I would pull Static out of 16 through 20 and put it in 11 through 15 and replace it with Zing.
I would flip Static and Zing in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it's happening, guys. You just made it.
I think Chad is going to be just fine with that.
Okay, well,
Chad, how you feel about that? Switching Zing for.
Listen. We're already doing the thing they asked us to do.
Chat has to vote.
No, the chat did vote.
I just want to
the chat did vote.
No, there was no official vote. We were just discussing
It's because of the chat that we just pulled it out of the category.
That's true. He's right.
Yeah.
So we can only give them so much pull.
I know, but you don't want to do an official vote. I mean,
it's 8:30. This is 11 through 15.
You were the one that wanted to do this on a live stream.
I do want to do this on the live stream.
I said that's going to take us fucking forever.
Well, no,
it's going to be
okay.
It's going to take us. It's going to take us forever if we give the chat every vote. I think we already gave them a lot of leeway, a lot of pull by moving this into a different category. So now
you're just swapping Zing and Static, right?
Mm-hmm. Just flat out, yeah.
So now, hold on. Let me copy and paste this into the chat so everyone can see it. This is now the new 16 to 20. 16 is Zing, Dirt Rally is 17, Tetris Effect is 18, Catch and Release 19, Bridge Crew 20. Now we got to deal with 11 through 15.
I'm actually okay with that.
So 11 through 15 goes. Let me copy and paste this into the chat again. 11 is Wipeout. 12 is Ghost Giant, 13 is To the Top, 14 is Moss, 15 is Static. I would be happy.
Can we flip Static and Moss?
I would be happy with that. I wanted to bring static higher up.
I want to put static in front.
I heard AJ sigh, and then I didn't hear anything else. What happened?
Yeah, I mean,
I can't switch static.
Can't get down with that.
You can't switch static and Moss?
Dude, Moss was like my favorite game last year until the Persistence.
It was your favorite game last year until the Persistence came out, and the Persistence is much higher, anyways.
Yeah.
Static used to be in every single one of our top 10 lists. It used to make number 10 even in top 20 lists.
And the thing that I worried a lot about was not getting in some games that are sort of underrated in this top 20. And Static is that one where it's like not everybody knows about it, not everybody's played it. Yeah. But it's such a goddamn good game.
You're lucky I have Astrobot, because I'd be so goddamn angry right now.
I also want to give Rypop a shout out, because Rypop says, seriously, does it matter at this point? It's already so hard to make a top 20. Does it make a difference where number 11 through 20 fall? So
true.
I want to say that maybe we're getting a little in the weeds here. We're getting a little in the weeds.
Yeah. So let's keep those mostly where they're at, and then get down to 1 through 10.
AJ, I haven't done this to anybody yet. I'm overriding your thoughts on this, and I am switching Moss and Static. This is the first time I've overridden anyone's opinion. But again, like Rypop said, it doesn't make too much of a difference.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so let's deal with number 6 through 10 then, because 11 through 15, let me just again copy and paste this into the chat.
I tried, guys. But I was overridden, so...
Yeah, I do. Listen, I do have to have some pull around here. So, I need a little bit of pull. I need to feel like I'm kind of in control. For someone who's... No, you know what? I don't want to talk about that. Number 6 through 10. Number 6 through 10, we got to figure out the order of these 5 games now. In no particular order, 6 through 10 is Borderlands VR, Skyrim, Rush. That's not Rush VR, by the way. That's Rush of Blood.
Rush of Blood.
The Persistence, and Farpoint.
Oh, this is just going to get harder. I'd say... Oh, man. It just gets worse.
Farpoint for me is number 10.
This one's easier for me, I think.
Farpoint's number 10 for me. I think it is, out of all of these games, my least favorite of these games. I know that's tough to say.
Mine would be Borderlands, Rush of Blood, Persistence, Farpoint, Skyrim.
Wow. I think mine would be...
I don't think people will agree with that, but that's what mine would be.
I think mine would be Skyrim, Persistence, Borderlands, Rush of Blood, Farpoint.
This is where it gets hairy.
Yeah,
this is where it gets fucked up, man.
And then, yeah, because then mine would be Persistence.
Just diametrically opposed.
Persistence.
Completely opposed to each other.
Actually, no, maybe, yeah. Mine's pretty much the opposite of all of yours. Let's see. Persistence.
Ooh, Soma GameCat
Honestly,
said the exact same list as me. All right, Soma, high five.
I'd be like Farpoint, Persistence, Rush of Blood. No,
okay, wait.
Farpoint, Rush of Blood, Persistence.
So Aceville has almost the same list as I had too, I think.
Borderlands, Rush of Blood, Farpoint.
Dylan Gladstone, where have you been? I've been trying to fight for Rush of Blood in your absence for like a couple of hours now.
Fine. Listen.
Somebody says you guys should decide these offline. That's what I thought we were gonna do.
Wait, dude. I think this is.
We did actually talk about this part.
We did. If this isn't fun for anybody to watch, then by all means, we can totally do this offline. But fun. I mean, like this. You know, we're gonna hash this out, and then we're gonna say goodnight to everybody. So I mean, I'd rather do this with everybody here in the chat.
Which I'm okay with. I'm fine with anything.
And here's the thing. I'm willing to bend, because you guys know I love Rush of Blood. So like I'm willing to put Rush of Blood at number 6. Because that satisfies at least somebody's needs, right? Does that satisfy AJ's?
I love Rush of Blood. I would put it after Borderlands. I would put it at 7.
No, I'd put it before Borderlands.
Somebody said Paul's list sounded good.
Who's Paul?
I'll put it...
Is that me?
Oh, Paul's not here. No, but
everyone calls you... They always call you Paul.
People call me Paul because I'm Bryan Paul, but...
I got you. I
guess.
It's a rail shooter in VR on a roller coaster that's also horror.
It's so goddamn perfect. You can just put.
All right.
Oh my god.
Fine, I'm moving it. I'm moving it to number 6. Is everyone happy with number 6 if we put Rush of Blood at number 6?
Yes.
I guess
yes,
so.
Because
yeah.
it's the first thing I show
fine.
every new person to VR, and they absolutely love it. It has to be. I can't convince somebody to buy Skyrim as much as or a VR in Skyrim.
Yeah, you're right.
I can convince somebody to buy a VR and Rush of Blood.
McCon Artist.
Rush of Blood is a good number 6. I think it should even be maybe top 5, but number 6 is great.
McCon Artist. Crisis Brigade was number 20 for me, by the way, just so everyone understands this. I had Crisis Brigade.
We totally forgot about Crisis.
No, we didn't forget about it.
We just pushed it off the list. I'm totally fine with it.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. So we have Rush of Blood at number 6, and then what goes next? Borderlands, Skyrim, Persistence, Farpoint. You know we're gonna have to do this democratically and just vote. I'm gonna say, as much as I love the Persistence, I need to say Skyrim.
It's gonna be in
Skyrim needs to be number 7. That's my vote. Skyrim needs to be 7.
Ooh.
What's 7 for you guys?
Wait, over Borderlands?
I like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Later, Nerfin.
Hey, Nerf, take it easy.
Night, Nerf. Happy anniversary.
Oh right, yeah, happy anniversary. So give me, you guys got to give me a game name here. What's number 7? So if Rush of Blood is 6, what is number 7?
Number 7. I'm still with Borderlands on that one.
Okay, AJ, you're Persistence, aren't you?
Yep.
I will again.
And you're
Ben.
Skyrim. You're Skyrim.
I was.
Oh wait.
But I'm willing. What? Are you changing your vote?
Yeah, hold on. You asked me when I was thinking about it. Let's see. Wait, go ahead. Say what were you going to say?
I was going to bend and say that I will change my vote so that the Persistence will be number 7, because we do have to do this democratically.
Oh wow.
Yep.
The Persistence, huh?
Dude, I love the Persistence. I think in the ultimate Bryan Paul top 10 list, it would be in the top 5 somewhere. But like, I'm really trying to consider everybody's like taste and everybody's opinions.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm doing that, then I'm putting like even Skyrim at number like 6.
Well, yeah, we're trying to create an ultimate top 20 list. Like we're not saying, I'm not trying to put my views above your views or anybody's views above anyone else's. I want it like collectively a good list that everyone will be happy with.
No, I know. Let's see, Persistence over Skyrim.
See, Skyrim for me, I can't believe it's not in the top 5. So the fact that we're putting it back past, Rush of Blood or something, which again I love.
Yeah, I'm with Persistence for 7. I'm with that.
All right, Dave. Unfortunately, that just happened.
That's fine. I'm fine with that.
And then, so what's number 8? Number 8 left. What we got left is Borderlands, Skyrim, and Farpoint.
I'm still gonna say Borderlands.
AJ.
Ooh. Borderlands.
I will say Borderlands because again,
I'll give you that one, Dave.
But
we finally made the right decision here, guys. We finally made the right decision.
Which is fine, except I'm saying Borderlands so that we can put Skyrim at number 9 and not Farpoint. Farpoint should be number 10.
That's fine. That's fine.
As long as
I'm not going to quibble over Farpoint.
Farpoint being in top 10 is my mission.
Okay, mission accomplished. There it is.
It's number
up
10.
To me,
it's just right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, now the easy part.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, actually, this should be pretty easy.
Well, let's see. Here, let me copy and paste it into the.
I think compared to the other ones.
Here we go. So in no particular order, 1 through 5, Resident Evil 7.
Jeremy, hey, Jeremy's in here.
What's up, Jeremy?
Yeah, but can we get somebody in the chat who's played these games?
Hey, oh shit!
Wait,
man.
It's not like
I have to rev it in.
Jeremy, man, how's it going, dude? I really missed seeing Jeremy's Resident Evil 7 stream this Monday.
My 1 through 5 looks like this. Looks like.
Are you just gonna put it in the chat?
Yep.
Nice. Oh, dude, Wild Turkey Hunter definitely should have been on our worst of list.
That's the worst game. That's the number 1 worst.
It's not. No, it's not
Firewall,
close.
but Fire All.
Did you? Oh, there it is. So Astro's your number 1. Resident Evil 7's your number 2. Fire All, Beat Saber, Super Hot. So can we all agree that of these games, Super Hot needs to be at number 5? Is that something we can agree on?
Yeah.
I think I just independently typed. Oh no, we flipped Beat Saber and Fire. Listen,
Yeah, Super Hot's number 5. So it's
Super Hot's number
4.
5.
Okay.
Astrobot's number 1. As far as I'm concerned, there's a lot of back and forth between RE7 and Astrobot.
So I think here's the thing. I am not willing to bend on Resident Evil 7 for number 1, and I'm not saying that
Hold on.
Wait, you didn't let me finish my thought.
Okay, go ahead.
But I'm also not going to step in and say my rule wins. I think we have to say the chat is very, very important when it comes to this. So we may be asking the chat to vote on number 1, but let's get number 4 down.
We'll get there, guys. We'll get there, guys.
So what is number 4? If 5 is super high, is it Firewall, Beat Saber, Astrobot, or Resident Evil? I think it's between Beat Saber and Firewall for us, right?
It is.
So I would say number 4, Beat Saber or Firewall. Everybody vote. I am going.
So I have to count again. God damn it!
You do have to vote Okay, so everybody in the chat, if number 5 is super hot, is number 4 going to be Firewall 0 Hour or Beat Saber? And I'm going to say Beat Saber myself, so I'm going to type that in.
I'm counting the Beat Saber votes because I'm saying Beat Saber too.
I'm saying for number 4. For number 4.
This is.
What do you guys want for number 4? Do you want Firewall or Beat Saber?
Yeah.
Number 4.
We're looking at 4 for Beat Saber so far.
The one that you're voting for is getting the number 4 spot. So you're not voting. You're not.
Firewall number 4.
Firewall's winning now. Now they're tied.
Oh.
No, Beat Saber's winning now.
This is exciting.
Just barely. Now it's tied again.
Wow.
Firewall's winning now. Firewall's definitely winning.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Are you guys
this is why I didn't want to have to count. This is why I didn't want to have to count, man.
You ran out of fingers.
I was keeping tabs of who's winning, but now I don't know.
Holy crap. Oh, man. So, Brian, I'll let you count Firewall and let Dave count Beat Saber.
No, I ain't counting shit.
I'm not counting shit.
I'm constructing a list over here.
Nick, I think your comment is a little late. There's a shitload of Firewall and Beat Saber. It's not 4-3.
No, he's saying Firewall should be 4. Beat Saber should be 3.
Oh, I see what he's saying. I thought he was counting the votes for us.
So he's voting for.
Numbers are way off.
Okay, let's let them finish voting real quick. You guys finish voting. So you're voting. Do you want Firewall or Beat Saber at number 4? That's what you're voting for. We'll let you finish.
Can we all flip a coin at the same time? Because it seems like it'll be about.
There are lots of votes.
It's like
coming in.
so even right now.
We'll find out soon enough. Remember, we get a vote too. So.
I already put my vote in.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Actually. Can't imagine you correct. Don't. Yeah. Okay.
I don't think we can't be. I like Tristan's perspective. He says I can't imagine a newcomer having the best time in Firewall to start could put people off, but Beat Saber anyone can pick up. I agree with that statement, but
that's why it's number 3, baby.
But also, I think we have to consider that we're not talking about newcomers here. We're talking we are the PlayStation VR faithful. We played every fucking PlayStation VR game under the sun, and so we're not voting for the people who haven't played PSVR games yet. We're voting for all of us.
And I've
played... no, but the thing is, though, if you're putting out and I don't mean to get out of line here, but if you're putting out a top 20 list, most people who are going to be looking at that, or a lot of people who are going to be looking at that, are people who just got a PSVR, who are looking to get a PSVR, and they want to know what the best games are. Because that's what comes up. That's why you get so many views, because there's people who don't watch your content every day and don't play the games every day. So if we're talking about a list for people...
Okay, then we need to put Job Simulator on this fucking list.
Oh, fucking
right?
No, Beat Saber.
We need to put Rec Room on the list. We need to put there's a ton of first timer games that should be on this list. Then.
I'm just saying that
my point was
Beat Saber is not in that category, and it's still deserved.
I got you.
It doesn't matter. I've played Firewall with a squad of like 10-year-olds and absolutely mopped the floor with people. So, and they were good too. So it's yeah.
Yeah, but have you been playing tactical shooting games like your whole life?
No. I don't play any multiplayer shooters. That's why I give it the edge.
Okay.
For me, because I never played these kinds of games before. Maybe a couple.
I just feel like if you're talking about accessible, Beat Saber is clearly more accessible than Firewall, even though you picked it up pretty quick. Like,
what's the vote?
Yeah, I'm not voting. Okay, so we ready to vote? You gonna vote for Beat Sabers?
I can't count this fucking shit, man. There's so many of these.
All right, so
give
me time. Give me time. Let me Let me mark it here. This is just a mark so I know where I'm scrolling.
All right. I'll count it. I'll count it.
Don't cheat either.
Who's Mark?
So I'm counting Beat Saber.
We have one vote for Mark.
Yes, I vote for Mark.
I would also like to vote for Mark.
I'm counting Firewall.
Man, this is a nice moment of silence.
I think I got 17. I think I got 17 for Beat Saber.
Okay. And again, we are voting for which
maybe
4.
18. I think Sanador just made that 18.
Yeah, he did.
Mark Park, I love it.
Mark Park.
Delightful.
Mark Park. Ark Park didn't make it on our worst of list.
It should have.
I don't know. Like it's if it was, I think
it's so goddamn bad.
It's bad, but like, is it as bad as the horrible games
we
listen?
If it was a $15 game, I'd have a whole idea about it. But it's fucking $50.
60, wasn't it?
When it came in,
wasn't it like
I think it was
price?
50. I think it was 50. It was $49.99.
I just got to make sure that nobody double voted real quick.
I'm gonna say if anyone double voted, that just shows how committed they are. Let's count it. No.
Let's reward that kind of dedication.
I think Mark's vote should count 3 times.
This is for number 4, Careless.
Yeah,
we're still not to number 3 yet.
But this will also decide number 3. We're voting which game should be number 4 between Firewall and Beat Saber.
Essentially, yeah.
And so, it's we're just triggering out the order of those 2 games. Because we know that number 1 is going to be RE7 or Astrobot. You guys keep dealing with this.
Wait, hold on. I thought we knew number 1 was going to be Astro.
No, that again. I said that I need to leave that up to the chat because. Hey,
okay.
Good night, chat.
We'll leave that up to chat. It's fine.
I'm gonna grab more coffee. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Good luck with the counting.
I'll be back in a sec too. AJ, hold it down.
All right, they left me again. So I counted 16 for later chats. Looks like I got 16 for Firewall. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Hugh, 14. Don't forget, man, that you're voting for number 4, not for number 3.
15, 16.
Yeah, Deadringer, this is exactly what I want it to be.
17.
No, I would say when we vote for games, Tristan, we definitely mean all the DLC included. Because, we're not talking about like price tags and stuff like that. We're talking about the best of the best. So, McCon Artist, thank you. 1 through 15 are perfect. 16 through 20 need work. I don't mind if 16 through 20 isn't palatable to everybody. I'm very happy that we're making some real progress in the core part of this list that's important.
I've got 17 for Firewall. I can't tell if Hugh already voted. Dang it. Where's my mark at? Okay. There's the mark.
All right. So.
Yeah, okay. He did vote already. So
Okay.
I've got 17 for Firewall.
17
Well,
for
18.
Firewall. 18 for
18.
Firewall. And how many for Beat Saber?
Well, I had 16, but then I stepped away from it.
But we just did it to the mark, didn't we? Or we?
Well,
to the mark? Okay, well
no,
then
I added
sounds
one
like
after.
maybe Firewall won then.
Well, no, hold on, because I added that 17 after the mark. If you had 16 at the mark, and then I had 16 at the mark, so it would be even.
Okay.
Okay.
So we have to count past the mark. So
count past the mark.
We got more votes for Firewall, I think, past the mark.
Mark. So count past the mark. 1.
Chargers fan. That's pretty exciting. Everybody's golf and Blood and Truth is going to be great, and you're going to have a great time with PSVR. So enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I don't know, Tristan. He says anyone really going to complain either way? Top 5 is still awesome. I don't know if you've ever looked at any of our other top 20 lists, but man, people complain.
People are going to complain.
Everything.
It's YouTube. What do you mean? Are people going to complain,
dude? The fact we had Astrobot at number 1, I think, on our last list. I think. I can't remember.
No, you had Firewall.
Oh, so it was the one before that. Astrobot did make number 1 at some point, I think, didn't it?
It was the one.
It should.
And of course, on the award show last year, it took best PSVR game overall. Man, people nonstop complained about that, and I don't care, because I feel like the people who complained about that are people who probably didn't play the game. But man, people are going to complain no matter what. But we just want to make it as democratic as possible, especially when we've got all these people hanging out in the chat with us. We're using you for your votes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, don't blame us, man. Like, all these people in the chat voted. That's really why we're doing this.
I've got 2.
And we really
Hugh, you're killing me, Hugh. Is it? You've got Firewall.
Soma's got a really good point. Soma says, if it's tied, why don't we act as the tiebreaker? The 3 of us.
Okay. All right.
So Hugh voted for Beat Saber, by the way, for number 4. Just so you know, the vote is for number 4, and so that's what he voted for.
Oh, so yeah.
I think we're roughly tied. I think we're essentially tied.
Yeah, because he's
takes out Rogue TR said it perfectly. We should have been voting for 3rd place because the conversation just didn't happen that way. And then
I kept thinking about that. Yeah, we're voting for a game that's getting a lower place. Yeah. So if you vote for something, you're voting for the one you don't like as much, which is super confusing, and we shouldn't have done it that way.
We shouldn't have, but we were going down the numbers. We were saying, okay, which one belongs at number 4? And it just happened.
I actually think. See, that's 1 Beat Saber.
It's taking a long time.
All right, it's really close.
So let's act as a tiebreaker, the 3 of us. I think that's a good call.
I think Beat Saber should be number 4.
Yeah, I think Firewall should be number 4. So you guys won. Okay. Beat Saber's number 4.
Done. We just did it. All right.
I love Beat Saber. Everybody knows that.
Now,
but I have 40 hours in Beat Saber, and I have 300 hours in Firewall.
Because they make you grind to unlock shit.
But it's also fun as hell. I mean, they're both fun games.
It is fun.
That's why they're both in our top 5. But man, okay. So now the final vote. The final vote. Everybody in the chat. This is going to be super duper easy. You're voting for number 1. You're voting for number 1. You're voting for number 1. Which game should be number 1? Resident Evil 7 or Astrobot? Whatever one you don't vote for is going to be number 2. So you're voting for number 1, Resident Evil 7. And then you will also get a little piece of my heart when you vote for that. Also keep in mind, right? Or Astrobot. Either one. Begin.
You can't sway the vote like that.
I just swayed the vote. I just swayed the vote.
That's not fucking allowed, man.
Look, hey, everybody in the chat, I'm going to remove your comment if it's not a vote. Just vote. Don't explain anything.
Just say the words.
Just say do you want Resident Evil to win, or do you want
Astrobot or Resident Evil?
Just say that. Yep, that's it. Don't say anything else.
I'll count Astrobot.
If you say anything else, I will remove it.
Remove the comments, because this is very serious shit right here.
Yes, this is important.
Oh my god. I'm breathing so heavy.
Brian's so excited by this so far. Resident Evil is winning, right?
This is my whole life, man. PlayStation VR is my whole life, and this is the biggest decision.
I'm sorry, Hugh. I gotta remove that.
Right?
Okay. It's nothing personal, Hugh. I'm just trying to keep the votes in.
I'm also not counting. I hope you guys are counting.
I will count the Resident Evil 7s after.
a lot of Astrobots in the chat.
There's a lot of both.
Yeah.
Marcusor, I almost deleted that, man. Don't make me do it. It's already really hard to go through and count the votes, so don't make it any harder than it has.
And this is such an obedient chat. I love this.
Well, they don't want their comment deleted.
They want their vote to count.
Yep. Oh man.
RE7 is winning for sure right now.
Yeah, it looks like RE7's winning. But
I've got 11 for Astrobot. I'm counting on my fingers so I can hold one up and remember where I was. 12 now. Oh, you voted Astrobot. We're counting ourselves.
Wait a minute.
13, then 13 for Astrobot because I say Astrobot too.
If we're voting, then we're voting.
Put your vote in there.
All right. Okay.
Finally, Jeremy says something I agree with. Thank you.
Right, we'll give everyone a little bit more time.
30 seconds.
You are voting for the #1 PSVR game. Is it Astrobot or is it Resident Evil 7?
Guys, if you love Astrobot and you're watching and you haven't ever commented on a YouTube video in your life, get in there, hit that Astrobot.
Hey!
Please. We need some
wait. Okay, wait. Listen, we're gonna give it.
Right.
You can influence the chat. I can influence the chat.
Dead Ringer. Guys, also don't double post. I love you, Dead Ringer, but you've already voted once. I don't want to make things confusing.
And we're only giving the chat 30 more seconds.
Yeah, if you double vote, I'm gonna remove it.
As of
I don't want to.
No.
This has to be fair.
30 more seconds for voting.
30 more seconds.
If you haven't voted, vote. If you already voted, don't vote again.
Yeah. RE7 won. I'm telling you right now, there's no coming back unless like 10 people come in and say Astrobot like this second.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, there's one.
We're
9 seconds. 8 seconds. 7 seconds. Oh.
15.
4.
Carl Winslow says
3,
it counts for 2.
2.
16.
1. 0. Voting is closed.
Okay, so I got 16. I think for Astrobot, maybe 17. What'd you get?
I haven't.
Oh, Daddy didn't quite make it.
You didn't count them yet. Oh, jeez. All right.
Okay, hold on. No, I didn't count. It's okay. So
Dead Ringer said,
Dead Ringer.
who else has been drinking since number 6?
Am I counting Am I counting Resident Evil 7s?
I'm not counting anything. I don't know what's going on.
I'm counting Dave. I'm counting Resident Evil, right? You counted Astrobots?
Yeah, I already counted. There's a bunch more Astrobots coming in now after the end.
Listen, we closed the voting, man. We gave everyone plenty of time.
How much, Dave? How many Astros did you count?
I think it was 16.
Okay.
Although if Resident Evil got 16, I'll say it's 17.
Hey,
I was on the fence. I couldn't remember which it was.
Look at all these votes coming in after the fact. We appreciate you guys, but we had to cut it off at some point.
Hot.
You know what's going to be great is like by the time we're done this stream, it's going to be time for Amanda to play, and so it's like an all day without Parole stream.
Yeah, it's like a Twitch channel. We're like a Twitch channel now.
Well, what I can tell you is that your #1 PSVR game of this next list is
Resident Evil
7.
Hell's motherfucking
Resident Evil.
And that
even the additional Astrobots didn't.
No, I know. Astrobot lost. I'll take number 2.
It was almost 30. There was about almost 30 votes for Resident Evil 7.
I knew Resident Evil 7 was blowing it out.
Really great job, guys.
Rhodey, thank you. This does take a lot of stamina. $10.
The list has been finalized.
This is quite a.
It is decided.
Wow. All right. So now begins the painstaking process of actually making a video out of everyone's votes. And now that we have the official. What's that?
Of actually what? You cut out for a second.
Oh, now begins the painstaking process of actually making a video of everyone's top 20 list here. But
just post this and make people sit through the whole fucking thing to figure out what the top 20 is.
Oh, so that's interesting. Nathan Moore said the stream took a little to catch up, so the vote ended at the same time the chat heard 30 seconds left.
It wasn't even close.
It wasn't even close?
It doesn't even matter.
Okay.
No.
I'm glad to hear that.
You're talking about twice as many for Resident Evil 7 anyways.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Okay.
So before we wrap it up, let's drop the whole 20 in the chat. 1 through 20.
Here, let me bring it back up here. I'm going to do some copying and pasting here. Okay, you know what? Let me just actually number them out so that
I'm okay with that, man. The only reason, I mean, yeah, never mind. We'll explain later.
no, talk to me. Talk to me. I guess some time. You guys. You
No,
got a
I was gonna say, you know, for the reason Astrobot, because my two favorite games are Astrobot and Resident Evil 7. So there really is no winning this vote for me.
Yeah.
Either way. But Astrobot to me is I love platformers, and that's a genre that I always hear people talk shit about, and so it felt good to have Astrobot as like where it was, because it's like finally like people can see that platformers work in VR.
Right.
And that there's
honestly,
nothing wrong with that.
I've heard so many people say, "Oh, if it's third person, it's not really VR."
I hate that.
And that is so goddamn backwards, guys. I don't want to say stupid because I don't want to call anybody stupid in the chat. And I'm sure out of 100 people, there's somebody who thinks it's got to be first person to be VR, or it's got to have motion controllers to be VR.
Right.
And there's all these gatekeeping things where it's like, oh, it's not real VR.
Right.
And just get over it. Like, Astrobot is an awesome VR game. VR was the core of it from top to bottom. Just because it's third person doesn't mean it's not like legit.
All right, here.
Anyways, I'm ranting.
Here it is. Well, thank you for the rant because
time to type it
you
out.
totally did.
I was giving you time.
Here it is.
Fill in air.
Oh, it's too long for the whole. God damn it.
God damn it.
Oh, and I'm totally playing Darkness Roller Coaster after this.
You gonna stream it
on stream? You're
Yeah,
gonna compete with Amanda.
Oh no, never mind. I'll do it after her then.
All right, there's everything. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out for such a long time and helping us work through this. This was way more fun than doing it on our own. And I feel like it's like our list is validated because of everybody in the chat. So thank you guys so much for being part of this.
Everybody. Absolutely.
It was forged in the fires of YouTube chat, and now we know it's real.
It was awesome having everybody get to vote the time. Everybody get to some input on it. So this is voted for you, by you, or the people by the people.
Right. And keep in mind that obviously this is a definite stopgap list. Like this,
right.
It's going to be valid for all of 2 weeks at best. You know, like
right.
So this was totally worth spending 3 hours straight.
I had fun, man. I had a lot of fun.
I had fun too. No, I had fun too.
Yeah.
For sure.
So you know, I mean, like honestly, like I had so much fun playing the Everybody's Golf VR demo that like. Man, that could have been number 20 for me because the demo alone was so much fun. So I think that game is going to be like definitely.
Shats, meow, $5. Damn.
Thank you. Second donation from Shats, I believe. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think so.
So guys, again, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you so much for being part of this. I can't wait to get the video done. It might be after the weekend because between I got to go to the restaurant for not only Saturday but also Mother's Day, I believe is this weekend, right?
Oh, that's going to be crazy.
Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there.
Reservations. They'll have reservations.
Buy your mom a PSVR and Moss or something.
And
like
Ocean
that.
Descent. Get her Ocean Descent.
Yeah. Just don't put her in Drive Club.
Neko Atsume.
Nice.
Get her Neko Atsume.
Very
she
nice.
speaks Japanese.
All right, you guys, make sure you head on over to Davestation's channel and subscribe to him. Make sure you head on over to AJ's channel, PSVR Underground, and subscribe to him. Make sure you click like on this video. Make sure you hit us up on Patreon, patreon.com/withoutparole games if you want to support the channel. Also make sure you change your name to GameCat so you can show your allegiance, and then also make sure you submit your viewer takeover questions somewhere in the chat or join our Discord server and leave them there. The Discord link is in the description. JNet the GameCat, thank you so much for donating. Guys, you all have an excellent night. AJ looks like he's gonna punch somebody.
I feel like we need to have a conversation after this offline.
Oh, we will.
Oh, we absolutely will.
But, yeah.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. This was
you guys are the greatest, man.
Yeah, this was so cool.
We would have strangled each other without you guys. So.
We almost did.
We talk to each other on the phone for like 2 hours regularly. Anyway, so it's fine.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you. We'll see you soon. I'm sure. We love you all.
Sayonara. Are we on? Are we off?
Yeah, people probably still hear us, but we got to watch the cat video. You always got to watch the cat video.
We got to watch the cat video. Dun, 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 dun.
I fucking love this cat, man. I wish this cat was still alive because this video is from like 20 years ago. There's no way this cat's still alive. That is like the epitome of tornado right there. The epitome of the cat that I want in my life. Look how cute it is. It's so fucking cute.
So I figured out why I don't drink anymore.
Oh, what's that?
Because
you were watching me this whole time.
Yeah, no, I know people can still hear me. That's why I'm telling the story. So I don't drink anymore because the other night I got really it was Cinco de Mayo and I had a lot of margaritas.
Yeah,
and I ended up ordering a cheeseburger at 1 a.m. and then
I've done this.
And then I fell asleep on my driver that delivered it.
Oh, my roommate or my old neighbor did that. I hope they can hear this.
They can hear
the cat.
I woke up to like basically the guy about to break my door down and my dog going crazy, and yeah, didn't realize that I had ordered a cheeseburger.
Just don't drink that much.
All right, we're out of here, guys. Have a good one.
Yeah, they probably.